morning and welcome into the Coach Misty Effect. I just decided what we were going to name the free coaching program that I'm offering from here on out. The free live coaching program. It is the Coach Misty Effect. Okay. And you know me, baby. I feel a book coming on. I feel a I feel a book coming on. Okay. Welcome to the Coach Misty Effect. I feel a book coming on. Okay. We'll put that book out in 2027. If you have been rocking with me, normally I come on early in the morning, but that's okay. If you have been rocking with me, you know that I have been coaching from my book, Daddy's Little Girl. Right. And we have had an amazing time talking about Daddy's Little Girl. And today, it's going to be, I'm probably going to get up and turn that fan on. Because, baby, I don't know. I done got hot to try. Okay. It done got hot in here. Uh, Cardinal be having his heat on hell. Hello. Listen, let me go ahead and make sure that this is over. There we go. So, what we're going to do today is we are going to go ahead and tap in. Make sure y'all share this out with at least 4 people. Because today I'm going to talk about the emotional orphan. Good morning. How you doing? What's up, Buttercup? Good morning. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the emotional orphan today. I'm debating like, do I get up and turn this fan on? I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna not try to. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna try to see how long we can go without that fan on. Uh huh. Uh huh. Let's see how we can go. How long we go without that fan on. Hmm. Grand risings. She said grand risings. Miss. Good. Hello. How are you? All right. So without further ado, first of all, let me explain who I am and what I do. My name is Coach Missy. I have been a certified life coach since 2009, a published author since 2021, and I am here to help you change for the better. We are going to tackle over the next 365 days, we are going to tackle everything from love, health, self, and wealth. My ultimate goal is to number one, help you become a better you. And number two, if you desire help you hear God for yourself. And that requires peace, clarity, wisdom, and understanding. All right. So now I have an official program that actually starts the first week of January. An official program actually starts the first week of January. However, I am coaching from the books that I already have out. If you would like to get any of the books, well, the book I'm talking about today or some of the other books that we talk about, they are in ebook form and they can be found. You can go to iamcoachmisty.com. And when you go to iamcoachmisty.com, I'm going to move that link up to the top. And it says you can grab Daddy's Little Girls and more. And you can click that link and see what ebooks I have out. I am going to be dropping a Black Friday special today that has some workbooks for money. It has a Grow FU challenge, faith to finance workbook, and some the money mapping doc. I'm going to drop that information today. It's going to have about 5 different ebooks, and you'll have a chance to speak to me privately for a 2026 wealth appointment and also a lucky number reading. So I am dropping that today a little later. So please stay tuned. Always go back and check iamcoachmissy.com. And you can also join my mailing. You can actually join my mailing list on iamcoachmissy.com as well. So you will know when things are coming. So let me go ahead. I'm updating our link tree right now. So when you go to get your ebook, it'll be the first link. You ain't got to look for it. Also, I have a 6 week coaching program, a 6 week private coaching program it's an introductory price. It's only $74. So if you were thinking about getting some private coaching and you don't have to start today, you don't have to start tomorrow. Good morning. You start whenever it is that you're ready. So there is a 6 week personal coaching program. It's a 6 week mini coaching program with me, and it's only $74. So 6 week mini coaching program, right? This is a 6 week mini coaching program. This is a one-on-one, right? With me only for $74. And you can receive coaching on whatever it is that you want to receive coaching on. Okay. All right. And so that's how we're going to get into it. If you have your book, Daddy's Little Girl, we're going to start with the emotional. Listen, today is going to be a little different. Listen, today is going to be a little different because this chapter about the emotional orphan, it is deep. Like it is deep. So that's why I normally go live so early in the morning because people be on my live and they like, oh my God, I'm in tears. So if you, hopefully a lot of y'all are already off of work for the holidays. That's what I was counting on. I said, well, a lot of people might be off of work for the holidays already. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a whirl and give it a try and go a little later today, and probably because I'm gonna be live later on today. I'm gonna teach from three different classes, from three different books today. But we're gonna start with this one first. So welcome in. Good morning, y'all. Tapping is clapping. Feel free to send a gift if you like. And if not, the most important thing is make sure you have something to write with, and make sure you are sharing this out. Are sharing this out. Listen, I'm the reason why I'm offering this is because I'm trying to help. Like I'm well, God told me to do it. And I'm just like, wait, what? You want me to do what, Lord? Uh-huh. But listen, I'm here to help. So help me help somebody else. All right? All right. So before we go ahead and get started with our lesson for today, let's go ahead and do some breathing exercises. Ready? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Hold it. Whatever it is that you're asking God for, I need you to see it, believe it, and know it, and release. All right. We are going to start in our book, Daddy's Little Girls, on chapter 4, Emotional Orphans. We are talking about, if you are wondering what we're talking about, if you are new, say I'm new, and I'll let you know what we got going on. If I have any mods in here, let me know about the mods. But here's the deal. We are talking about the effects of the absentee father. On We're going to talk about the women first. We are about to discuss the effects of the absentee father on women and how it shows up in your relationships as an adult. Y'all ready for that? Huh? Yes, no, maybe so. Matt, I'm gonna say this again. We are about to discuss. We have been discussing, and you can go back to my YouTube and watch the replays to catch up. We are discussing the effects of the absentee father on little girls and how it shows up in your life as a grown woman. And here's the deal: we are not here to father bash. I am not here to coddle you. What we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge the problem, acknowledge the issue, listen, and then we're going to work on reparenting ourselves. Now, after I talk about Daddy's Little Girl and we work through that lesson, I then switch over to my book, which is No Father, No God, but Still a King, which is my love letter to men of color who were also raised without a father. We have to break the cycle somewhere. All right? Good. All right, let's get into it. So, chapter 4, Emotional Orphans. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about when you were raised but not reached. Let's get into it. When you were raised and not reached. Here's the deal. You had clothes, you had food, you had a roof, right? But you didn't feel safe. You didn't feel heard. And love, it was more like a transaction than a truth. Many women are raised in homes where their physical needs were met, but their emotional needs were neglected. No hugs, no affirming words, no space to cry, to be angry, to be human. So we learned early that being needy wasn't safe. We trained ourselves to be strong. We stopped crying, we stopped asking, and we stopped hoping. In doing so, we became what I call emotional orphans, a girl who is raised but not reached. Any questions? If you ever have any questions while I am in the middle of the reading or while we are working on the lesson, please go ahead and join the live. I would rather address your questions. I want to get it right then and there because I want to acknowledge you and I want you to be heard. I want you to have a voice, right? So you don't have to, this is not a thing where you got to pay to talk to me. The coaching is free. This is free live coaching. All right. All right, so let's talk about emotional abandonment and how it hurts like physical absence. Now, when people talk about fatherless daughters, they often picture a man who left because some of us had fathers in the house. We could hear the keys jingle, the boots on the floor, but emotionally, they were ghosts. You tried to get his attention, but he was too busy or too broken or too silent. You tried to impress him with grades, sports, obedience, anything to feel seen, but he only nodded or said, good job, or worse, nothing at all. And even though you lived under the same roof, a part of you still felt abandoned because presence without connection is just another form of absence. Now, fast forward to adulthood, and you're in relationships where you feel unseen again. Where you ask for emotional presence and give it, what do you want now? Where you open your heart and you're met with silence, where you feel lonely even in a room full of people. Does that sound familiar? That's the orphan ache. Write that down, guys. The orphan ache. What I'm here to do is I'm here to help you put a name to what you're feeling. Okay. So I have someone on YouTube that said that was my father all day and still is. That is called the orphan ache. And it doesn't go away because you are grown. Because let me tell you this, attachment is survival. Listen, when a child's emotional needs are not met, they don't stop loving the parent, they stop loving themselves. I want y'all to hear this. Parents, if you're listening, some of us, our parent, how we were raised wasn't ideal. And we don't know how to change. And we've taken that into our relationships with our children. So I'm gonna say this again. When a child's emotional needs are not met, they don't stop loving the parent, they stop loving themselves. So instead of thinking that dad is incapable, we think I must not be worth the effort. So we attach ourselves to people who feel like home, even if that home is cold, distant, or emotionally unavailable. We go for the one who takes days to reply. Thank you. The one who opens up only when drunk or angry. The one who keeps us guessing. We confuse anxiety with passion. If any of this that I'm talking about describes you, just say me in the comments so I know I'm on the right path. Huh? Again, we confuse anxiety with passion, tension with connection, distance with mystery. And here's the dangerous part. We make it our missions to fix them. Because maybe, just maybe, if we can crack this one open, it will mean that we were lovable after all. But I want you to know that that's not love. That's an emotional reenactment of your childhood. Take a sip. Trying to fix the dating men who are emotionally unavailable, dating men who probably got mommy and daddy issues themselves, and trying to fix them is not love. It is not an act of kindness. It is not you being this is not you standing by your man. This is not you being down. I want to be down. You not Brandy, okay? It's none of that. This is an emotional reenactment of your childhood. Take a sip. We got a flash goal, y'all. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this flash goal. I am looking for 18 people to go ahead and send this. 18 different people to send that goal that right there. Huh? 18 people to go ahead and bless me with that this morning. Right? I want you to know that what you're going through, right? What you're going through isn't love, it's an emotional reenactment of your childhood, and it's the orphan heart still trying to be chosen. We deal with people who don't deal with us because at the end of the day, we had a parent who we felt like didn't want us, and all we want to do is be chosen. So we will navigate to people who are on the fence about us because we just want to know what it feels like to be chosen. There's people out here that's choosing you every day. There's people out here that's choosing you every day that you don't have to fight for their love. Come on, ladies. Y'all thought I was gonna sit up here and woe is me. No, let's get into it. It's men or women. It's people out here that want to choose you every day. You don't have to fight for their love. You don't have to fight for their attention. Okay, you don't have to stand on your head to get it, but that's unfamiliar to us, so we push that away. We push that away, and we go for the hard task. We go for the person that say I see you but I ain't ready. Right? Do that sound familiar? You said this is Dee Dee. Okay, Dee Dee. Dee Dee who? We go for the person that say I see you but I'm not ready. Eh? I see you but I'm not ready. Huh? We go for the person 3 years in and say we just vibing, let's take it slow. Let me tell you something, or better yet, let me ask you a question. You ever notice how the relationships that drain you the most are the ones you fight hardest to keep? Answer that for me. Have you ever noticed that the relationships that drain you the most are the ones that you fight hardest to keep? And I want you to know, listen, I want you to know that that's not by accident. This is by programming. I'm gonna help y'all figure this out. That's by programming. See, when love feels like labor, right? When love feels like labor, when you are constantly trying to earn it, it's because your nervous system was wired to equate effort with worth. Huh? You didn't grow up seeing that love was soft. You didn't grow up seeing that love was consistent or uncomplicated. So now when someone offers you peace, it feels boring. And you think to yourself, there's no spark here. But what you're really saying is there's no danger. I don't know how to exist without danger. I don't know how to exist without chaos. I don't know how to exist without confusion. But I want to tell you that peace is not boring. I'm here to tell you and help you know that peace is your birthright. And love should never feel like a rescue mission. You're not here to be a therapist with benefits. You're not here to earn someone's interest. You're not here to mother a grown man and call it being a ride or die. You are here to be loved fully and freely without begging. But first, you have to love your orphan self. You have to love your orphan self. All right, now come on, TikTok. Listen, we getting into it. All right, I am looking for. We need. It's a heart, a little thing. I'm gonna put it up. It's a little heart holding a smiley face holding a heart. I have a flash goal. I'm gonna put it up in a minute. I'm gonna repost it. We only need 10 more people to hit that flash goal. Let's talk about how to reparent. So hold on. We have a comment on YouTube said I was driven into the arms of a 29-year-old man and a 16-year-old. As a 16-year-old, and for the next 10 years, I was in an abusive relationship looking for that love I never got from my father. That's the one. Thank you, Nicole. So thank you for the person who shared that on YouTube. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you listen. If you were most young girls who are attracted to older men as teenagers and have a father around, it's just math. It's just math at this point. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yes, thank y'all. Y'all. That's the one that we need. We need seven more people to send that. If you haven't sent one already, we need seven new gifters to send that exact gift so we can go ahead and hit this goal. Huh? Let's talk about how to reparent the orphan heart. Here's the deal. The girl who did not get emotional needs met is still inside of you. I don't care if you're 50, 60 years old. I don't care if you accomplished. You can have all the degrees in the world. You can own 6 properties, 10 cars, and have 2 perfect kids. The girl who did not get emotional needs is still inside of you. And she is tired of pretending that she is okay. I'm here to tell you that she needs attention. She needs safety. She needs to hear that it is not your fault. And that is the beginning of healing, not just acknowledging the orphan within, but giving her what she was denied. I'm here to help you tell the orphan inside of you that she is allowed to rest. Tell her that she doesn't have to chase anyone, and tell her that the emotional safety is real and she's worthy of it. See, you may not have gotten the love you needed from your father, but you can give it to yourself now, intentionally, consistently, and without condition. And in doing so, you create a new model, a new blueprint, and a new way forward. All right. Now, once you have the ebook, there are journal prompts. When I write books, so hello, my name is Coach Misty. Good morning, and welcome to the Coach Misty Effect. I am here to help you tackle everything love, health, self, and wealth over the next 365 days with free online coaching, right? So we're doing free online coaching. If you would like to work with me privately, I do have a mini 6 week coaching program 101, and that's on iamcoachmisty.com. You can also go ahead and get your book so you can work with us, right? You can still take the free online classes. The replays are on YouTube, but you can work with us in your book. So there are journal prompts that I want you to do today. If you already have your book, right, go ahead and do the 5 journal prompts, because it's one thing to listen to me online and get emotional and amen and say stuff in the comments. This is another thing to start doing the work. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to our lesson for today. So I read that. Listen, and we're going to go ahead and go to our lesson for today. So we just read the emotional orphan. Good morning. Welcome in. Y'all need to get y'all listen. We need to get ourselves together, but we hit another nothing. Okay. So woo, let's talk about week 3, or this is lesson 3. We're going to talk about love, trust, and emotional availability. Today, we're going to identify your emotional patterns. We're going to talk about how to heal the anxious, avoidant, and hyper independent behaviors. We're going to create new standards for love without fear. And we're going to do what's called an emotional safety inventory. All right. I want you to know that being hard to love was never your truth. Okay? Now, how y'all feeling this morning? Take a deep breath. Ready? Breathe in and out. Know that you're watching me on TikTok. You're more than welcome to come and join my live and let's talk about it. Today, we're going to get real about love, not fantasy, but the function of love. Many of us want love, but we don't know how to be available for it. And that's not your fault. That is your trauma speaking. So today we're going to shift from survival mode in relationships to safety mode because love isn't a test, it's a table, and you deserve a seat at it. All right? Let's talk about it. You can't heal what you don't name. I need somebody to put that in the comments for me. I need somebody to drop that in the comments for me. You can't heal what you don't name. Y'all, we need 6 new people to send this gift right here. 6 new people. Let's go ahead and let TikTok know that we are having an amazing time. 6 new people to send that gift right at the bottom. You can't heal what you can't name, right? So we're going to look at your emotional patterns, the way you move. This is the way you move when love feels near. All right, y'all. We need 5 more people. I won't be able to repin that again. Thank you. We need 4 more people to go ahead and send that gift for 1 coin. All right. So I don't think I can repin it again. Thank you to the people who sent it. I want you to ask yourself. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. We need 2 more people. Thank you, Shan. Y'all showing out today. Thank you, Lady Exquisite. I want you to ask yourself. I want you to put a finger up. Do you shut down when someone tries to get close? Put a finger up. Put a finger up if you shut down when people try to get close. Put a finger up. Huh? It doesn't have to be always in love. It could be work related. It could be other things. Put a finger up if you can put me in the comments or put a finger up. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Put a finger up if you become clingy when someone pulls away. We need 1 more person to send the love you so much. Put a finger up if you become clingy when someone pulls away. Okay. All right. So some of y'all holding 2 fingers. Put a finger up if you over explain. Thank you. Over explain, over give, or overthink your way into feeling secure. I'm going to say this again. Put a finger up if you over explain, over give, or overthink your way into feeling secure. I want you to know that, listen, I want you to know that these are patterns and not personality traits. A lot of times women confuse this with personalities. This is a pattern, not a personality trait. And they likely begin when you experience the first time you experienced emotional abandonment. This is when this began. So let's define some. Let's talk about being anxious, okay? If you anxious, you feel anxious when you fear abandonment. If you fear abandonment and you seek constant reassurance, right? And you may feel like everything is too much, that's anxiety. You're anxious. Okay? Let's talk about avoidant. These are the 3 emotional patterns we're talking about today. Avoidance. You fear losing control. You pull away when things get real and pride yourself on independence. Hmm? Avoidant. Y'all think y'all a superwoman. Baby, I'm doing it for myself. I'm out here whoop-de-doo. You're avoidant. You avoid and you push yourself to be in control. You tired. You avoiding and you tired. You emotionally tired. Hmm? Let's say this. My third one is hyper independent. That avoidant, hyper independent. I just talked about that. You say I don't need nobody, but secretly long to be held and supported. Which one are you? Are you anxious? Are you avoidant? Are you hyper dependent? Or are you all 3? You say I don't need nobody. You say I don't need nobody, but secretly you want to be held and supported. I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of y'all are all 3 because a lot of y'all call me for spiritual coaching, spiritual sessions, or coaching. Y'all talk to me in private. A lot of y'all are all 3. Please. All right. So let's talk about how to heal the anxious, avoidant, and hyper independent behaviors. Get your pen and papers out. Let's get it. Let's go. Here's the deal. If you are anxious, That means you need consistent and clear. Listen, if you are anxious, you need consistency and clear communication. I want you to practice grounding your worth in self trust and not others' approval. So, the way to start healing that anxiety is by having consistent and clear communication, and not with others, but with yourself. With yourself. Thank you so much. We achieved our flash goal. I appreciate y'all. Huh? Listen, you need to practice grounding your self worth in self trust and not others' approval. I want you to say this. If you're dealing with anxiety, repeat after me. I am already enough. Say it. I am already enough. I am already enough. I don't have to chase love to be loved. I am already enough. Okay. If you are avoidant, this is what you need to do to start the healing process. You need to slow down. You need to slow down, feel safe expressing needs, and learn how to receive love. Let softness in. Okay? Again, slow down, feel safe expressing your needs, and learn how to receive love. Let softness in. I want you to repeat after me if you are avoidant. It's safe for me to be seen and still be strong. Say it. It's safe for me to be seen and still be strong. And now to my hyper independent people, to all my hyper independent women, you need to learn that asking for help doesn't make you weak. Let people show up for you. Let people do something for you. Hmm? I want you to repeat after me, all my hyper independent people. I can be powerful and supported at the same time. I can be powerful and supported at the same time. See, all of these behaviors that you are exhibiting are nothing but protection strategies. Listen, but protection isn't the same as connection, and that's where we're having an issue. Now, any questions or concerns before I talk about how to create new standards for love? Any questions, concerns, or comments so far? How y'all feeling about this? How many people are having honest conversations with themselves right now? Thank you so much, Geneva. How many people have honest conversations with themselves? Hmm. I won't listen. Thank you, thank you, Cece. I want to say this. You have lived long enough performing for love, right? Now it's time to receive it without fear. You didn't did that. How many years have you been performing for love? Huh? I'm trying to be calm. You know, when I do my coaching in the morning, I try not to act up. How many years have you been, how many years have y'all been performing for love? Where y'all at? Huh? How many years have you been performing for love? Be honest with yourself. I think y'all really want me to get crunk. Cardinal up. I just heard him up. Big Uncle's already up, so I really can cut up on y'all. I'm trying to do it because it's too early to be calling people hoes in the morning. I'm trying. Welcome to the Coach Misty effect. I'm asking again. How many years have you hoes been putting on a clown suit? How many fucking years you been putting on the clown? See, here we go. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. There was no answers in the comments. How many of y'all been clowning the fuck around? How many years, bozo? Shit. How many years, bozo? Don't say several. How many? Put a number on it. Go back to the first time you chased somebody that didn't love you. Go back to that year. What's the first year you chased somebody who didn't love you? What's the first year you turned somebody away who wanted you? Okay? Please. Please. Hmm? That's how long you've been performing. Okay? That's how long you've been performing, Beyonce. I did a good job, y'all. I went 28 minutes without acting a fool. I did a good job. 28 minutes without cutting up. That's a new record for me. Now, let's talk about how you create new standards for love. If I got my note takers, let's get it. Let's go. Number one, let's talk about, listen, here's the new standards for love without fear. You don't beg, chase, or convince. I don't beg, chase, or convince. That's number one. You don't beg, chase, or convince. I'm not about to beg you to talk to me. I'm about to beg you to pick up the phone. If you don't call me, I ain't about to chase your ass. And I ain't about to convince you that I'm the one. Baby, that shit would take me down to the ground to convince somebody. I used to get upset. I used to have a rule where I didn't talk to men with children under five. That shit still stand. That I didn't deal with. I didn't do less than I did. I did a good job, didn't I? Thank you. That I didn't talk to with men with kids under five. And I remember back in the day, I would meet men with kids, and I'd be like, "How old's your youngest kid?" And they'd be like, "Oh, he two." And I'm like, "Well, that's my cue to get the fuck on." And they would be like, "What? You could be missing out." I said, "First of all, sir," I said, "Wait a minute." And I said, I said, "Let's talk about this real quick." I said, "Do you love your baby?" He said, "With all my heart." I said, "You love your kids?" He said, "Absolutely." I said, "When someone tells you that that's not their cup of tea, do not try to convince them that it is." I said, "That really make me look at you crazy." I said, when I was dating with my kids and my kids was young, and I would meet guys and they'd be like, "Damn, you got four kids? Oh wow, you don't look like you got four kids." Well, what the fuck does that look? You don't look like you got four kids, or that's too many kids for me. I never sit up there and was like, "You need to, I'm a good woman and you missing out." I just said, "Okay, okay, I'm not about to sit up here and convince you that I'm the one." Because every time you do that, you deplete your self-worth. If I got to sit up here and beg you that I'm the one, or try to convince you that I'm the one, if you don't see who I am and what I bring to the table, then I'm not for you, right? So part of our new standards for love without fear is we don't beg, chase, or convince. Number two, we stop confusing intensity with intimacy. Intensity, huh? Intimacy isn't always about fucking. Well, she up, she up. Intimacy is not always about fucking. Stop confusing intensity with intimacy. Please. Huh? Intimacy can be, a lot of y'all don't even know what intimacy can be holding your hand, sitting on the couch talking, right? Somebody who asks you what your day is. That's part of intimacy. Y'all think because he take you through there, take you down and around. Let me put my shit on. Let me put my shit on. Mm-hmm. Good God. Let me put my shit on my lips. Okay. So I ain't gotta go get no Botox. Huh? We confuse intimacy with intensity with intimacy. We gonna stop doing that shit. Number three, stop overriding your needs to avoid conflict. Stop saying yes when you really mean no. Stop doing shit. If a person asks you, and you can use this, you ain't gotta just use this in your relationships, use this in everyday life. If a person asks you to do something, you gotta think about it, it's a fucking no. If a person asks you to do something and you automatically roll your eyes, you're like, "Oh my God, it's a no." Stop overriding your needs to avoid conflict. This is how we are doing new standards for love without fear. Number four, do not shrink when you feel emotionally exposed. Do not go into your little turtle shell when your feelings come out. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to cry, cry. Okay? And number five, don't be silent just to be chosen. If don't be in a relationship with nobody, whether it's your co-workers, your family, don't get along and get along. And y'all really need to hear this during holiday season. And this just ain't about women dealing with men in relationships. This is about you dealing with your mama. This is about you dealing with your daddy. This is about you dealing with your big head sister. This is about you dealing with them ugly ass kids. Stop being silent just to be chosen. A lot of times we get along just to get along. A lot of times, if we are, a lot of women who are single take unnecessary shit. You stop yourself from dating because you've been running into bad seeds, right? So you pull away from dating, and then you pour all your energy into your raggedy ass family, but you still doing, they take advantage of you worse than a man ever would. And you do it because they blood. No ham, no Sam, no ma'am. Listen. Stop saying staying silent just to be chosen. Instead, this is what we shall do. We will choose partners who are emotionally available. Number one, this is the little hoology, one-on-one. If you are looking for a relationship, if you are relationship ready, hmm, let me put that on. Somebody send that to text that to me, y'all. Relationship ready. I'm gonna put that on the fucking t-shirt. Relationship ready. Just add water, bitch. Relationship ready. If you are relationship ready, stop frolicking with people who are not. Stop frolicking with men who are not. If you are relationship ready, stop dating, talking to, hanging out, laying up with men who are not. You choose partners who are emotionally unavailable. Now, here's the deal: a man who is ready for a thing will tell you he's ready for a thing. Cardinal, can you open up that door? It's hot as hell in here. Open up the door for me. It's hot. I'm burning up. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Number two, listen, choose love that feels safe and not suspenseful. Stop letting somebody. Are you in the new scared? Are you in the new scary movie? Huh? Are you in Final Destination 17? Stop being on a roller coaster all the time. Huh? Do some shit that feel real safe. Do some shit that feel real safe. Number three, express your needs without shame. If you need a person to tell you they love you, say you look, hey, y'all, I did a Where's My Bay today. Today I'm gonna do marriage timelines tonight when we do these readings. Don't get on my live and be like, Coach, how do he feel about me? Ask him. As a matter of fact, call him. We'll sit right here and wait. Ask him. Stop. Listen. Stop. Listen. We need to express our needs without shame. If you need somebody to hold your hand, say that. If you need somebody to kiss you on the cheek, say that. If you need someone to communicate with you every day, say that. And if they can't do that, then that's not your person. Some things are not up for compromise. And I also want you to welcome love that doesn't require a mask. Welcome love that allows you to be yourself. Listen, you said, you see, I'm putting in overtime. I'm not putting in overtime, friend. I'm just doing other shit. Okay, listen, you can't put in overtime when you run your own business. Huh? I'm on Misty time. Come on, somebody. You can't put in overtime when you run your own shit. I'm on Misty time. Hmm? If I decide I want to get up in the morning in goddamn pajama pants and a Slim Jim water t-shirt and come give y'all the gospel, huh? And come give y'all the Coach Misty effect, that's what I'm going to do. And then when I get off of here, if I want to eat an applesauce cup and lay up and watch Judge Mathis, I'm going to do that too. Huh? Side note, y'all go out here and work 80 hours and break your neck for people who don't give a fuck about you. So when you do start your business, your brand, your empire, huh? You better get it like it's no tomorrow. If you don't show up for work right now today, they'll have your position. If something happened to you on the way to work, your position will be filled in 10 days. Please. All right. So again, what are we going to do? We're going to choose partners who are emotionally available. We're going to choose love that feels safe and not suspenseful. We're going to express our needs without shame and welcome love that doesn't require the mask. I want you to say it with me. I don't prove I'm worthy. Say it. I don't prove I'm worthy. I protect my peace. I don't prove I'm worthy. I protect my peace. How y'all feeling right now? I'm going to give y'all an assignment. I'm not finished with you hoes yet. We just getting started. Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in to the Coach Misty Effect. Welcome the fuck in to the Coach Misty Effect. I am here to give y'all 365 days of free online coaching. Every class, every boot camp I ever created, every book I ever wrote, I'm going to break it down for y'all online. Now, if you hoes don't catch this work, that's on you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, then hey, listen, that's what we going to do. I got something for you too. But you don't say I didn't give it to you. There's no gatekeeping in 2026. There's no gatekeeping moving forward. This is what this is. If you want to get the book, you can get your ebook at IamCoachMissy.com. Click on the first link. Let's talk about it. We are going to do an emotional safety inventory. I told you, I'm not here just to make you feel good. I'm here to help you do good. So grab your journal. Grab your journal and let's assess how safe you really feel in love. Grab your journal. Question number 1. Am I doing confirmations right now? Nah, we doing this book. I'm not doing no reading shit. I'm reading your hoes, all right, but not like that. That's okay. Question number 1. When conflict arises, do you shut down, explode, or communicate clearly? Go ahead. You can put your comment. You can put your answer in the comments. When conflict comes up, do you shut down? If you shut down, put shut down. Do you explode? Do you go to plumb the fuck off? Or do you communicate clearly? Which one is it? Thank you. I appreciate it. You said you can't do all of them. You can't. What is your go-to? You don't do all of them. You don't do all of them. If you shut down, explode, and then communicate clearly, you need to pick one major one. And if you do all of them, listen. And if you do all of them, you need a check because you're crazy. So when it comes, so first you say y'all shut down, and then you communicate clearly. Me, I address shit head on. Let me tell you something. Stop holding that shit in. Stop holding it in. I address things right then and there. Stop holding things in. Don't do that. It'll make your face break out and have you constipated. Okay? Stop. Address things right then and there. I used to hold shit in. I used to hold shit in and it would eat me up alive. And then I started eating myself. I would hold things in and then I started eating to make myself feel better. And I developed a food addiction because I would hold shit in. How I felt, I would hold my feelings in, right? I would hold that pain in, and then that's how I damn near got up almost to 400 pounds because then I would go and get something to eat and make myself feel better. Some of y'all done did that doing that shit too, because you don't address the shit right then and there. And that food, that sugar, the food that you picking is not good for you. So therefore, that sugar is like a dopamine effect that's going to calm you down. That sugar gonna calm you down, and then you're gonna be okay. Well, you might talk about it, you may not. But then you look up and now you're 50 pounds heavier, 100 pounds heavier. Huh? Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Do you feel safe being fully seen? Flaws, emotions, fear, and all. Do you feel safe being fully seen? Right? And that's with anybody. Do you feel safe just as a person? Are you able to show people who you are day one? Are you still dealing with a representative? Are you able to say, this is who I am day one? Okay, someone said no. Thank you for that. All right. Listen, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Number 3, do you speak your needs and hope someone will guess them? Or do you tell people, listen, and do you tell people uh what it is up front? A lot of women do this. So a lot of women I coach, you all are be with somebody and be like, well, do you speak your needs or hope somebody gets them? You be like, well, he should know. How should he know that? How should he know that's what you like? Men don't think like that. How should he know that? Well, they should already know. How? How, brown cow? I'm confused. So, question, do you speak your needs or do you hope someone will guess them? Number 4, when you feel triggered, do you react from fear or respond from truth? When you feel triggered. And I know I'm going fast, but you can catch the recording on YouTube. When you feel triggered, do you react from fear or do you respond from truth? And number 5, do you still associate love with loss? When you think about love, do you think about what you lost? Okay. So what I want you to do in addition to the journal prompts in the book, what I want you to do is to go ahead and also use this one. I want you to write down, what do you need to do in order to feel safe in love? What do I need to do in order to feel safe in love? And can I give that to myself first? Okay. I want you to answer that question today. You don't have to answer it in the live. What do I need to do in order to feel safe in love? And can I give that to myself first? Now, before we move on to the next chapter in Daddy's Little Girls, I want to say this: love is not about control, it is about consistency. Listen, love is not about control, it is about consistency. It is not about being perfect, it is about being present. And I will say this time and time again: you are not too much and you are not too hard to love. You are just healing and learning how to receive. All right? All right. So now, this next chapter, any questions, concerns, or comments before I go to the next chapter? I'm gonna read one more chapter in the Daddy's Little Girls, and then we'll come back. You said, what if you've been in a relationship for 7 years and no communication or much swing? Then y'all just coexisting. You said, and or much seeing each other, then that's not a relationship. Is that a relationship? First of all, in order for you to know where your relationship is going, you have to define what love in a relationship looks like to you. Because ain't no way I've been in a relationship with somebody for 7 years and we don't see each other and we ain't doing too much communication. You're not in a relationship. You both are scared to venture out and do something new, so you placeholders for each other. Huh? Y'all codependent. You said that's not love. You know that's not love. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that's not love. What else? What other questions y'all have? What other questions y'all have? Because this chapter I'm about to read, the fantasy father versus reality, is gonna tear the club up. What other questions that y'all have or scenarios? Talk to me. You said that's what you think when you think about love, you think about loss, then you'll never have it. You'll never gain it for real. When I think about love, when I think about love or past relationships, even nothing lasts forever. Everything must come to an end. First of all, before I get into chapter 5, the father fantasy, you said every time I move, he pulled me back in. So how to move on? He doesn't pull you back in. You pull yourself back in. Unless he tying you the fuck up and putting you in the basement physically, he doesn't pull you back in. First of all, take accountability for your actions. Take accountability for your emotions. Huh? Stop doing that. You playing the victim. You playing the victim. Stop. It's weird. Can't nobody pull you back in. Ain't not I can't think of not one person that could call me right now and be like, yeah, I've been thinking about you and I want fuck no. You can't pull me back in. Nobody can pull you are a grown ass woman. Nobody can pull you back into a situation that you don't want to be in. They cannot. It's not real. And I need y'all to stop that. Cut it out. You want to be there, but you don't want listen, you want to be there. And you say he pulled you back in, you give him control. You give him control so you don't have to take accountability for your actions. And I'm pretty sure if somebody asked him, he'd say the same thing. Now here's the deal. If that's how you feel, if that's where your mindset at, now here's the deal. If that's where your mindset at, you're not ready to leave that situation and it got to play itself out. Don't bring nobody else new into your situation. Don't get out here and try to date because you're not ready. If that's how you feel, oh, he pulled me back in. I had somebody tell me that shit. Every time I leave, you pull me in. Donnell Jones said that's where you want to be. Huh? That's what Donnell Jones said. I said, let my baby girl a message. That's where you want to be. How can I pull you in? I show up to your house and kidnap you? No. How do I pull you in? Because when you done, you done. When you finish with a situation, ain't nothing nobody could say to you. Huh? When a job, let me give you an analogy. If your job fire you today, say clear off your desk, pack your shit up. Your job fire you today. Huh? They fire you right now. Say, hey girl, hey, your attendance is shitty. You know it, we know it. We're gonna have to call it a wrap. This is a job you've been going to for 10 years. You don't know nothing else. You ain't got no other backup plan. They said it's a wrap. Hey, we got to part ways, right? Matter of fact, we already started interviewing for your position. We didn't already been interviewing candidates for your position while you was away at lunch. You ain't even know about it, and we got somebody else that need to fill that position. So we're gonna go ahead and tell you to move on. Are you still gonna? Are you gonna stay away a week and then show back up at the job and ask to talk to somebody in management? Huh? Are you gonna come back to that job? Are you gonna show back up at that building? And be like, I just can't stay away because I don't got no other job yet. I don't know what to do. Are you gonna go sit in the parking lot? Fuck no. So if you're not gonna go sit in the parking lot at that job, or you're not gonna show up to that security desk and that's to speak to a manager and try to get your job back, why the fuck are you hanging around in this relationship? When it's done, it's done. Huh? But you know why? I'm about to talk about it right now. Chapter 5, the fantasy father versus reality. Let me tell you why y'all stay in these relationships that ain't relationships. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's talk about the man you needed versus the man that he was. Huh? You said you did get the love from, you said you did get love from your dad. Did your mother show you love? Did you get love? Did you get attention? Did you get affirmations? You didn't get love from your mother. Okay. So there it is. You may not have a daddy wound, but you got a parent wound. And you still, so let's talk about it. Every little girl builds a version of her father in her mind, even if he's not there. Especially when he's not there, she creates an image. You said, I didn't get the love from my dad. Well, that's why you doing, girl, that's why you're doing what you're doing now. If you didn't get the love from your father, you still chasing that shit. And I'm about to tell you why. You ready? And sing. Again, every little girl builds a version of her father in her head. Even when he's not there, especially when he's not there, she creates an image, the protector, the hero, the man who would have made life make sense if he only had stayed. So we imagine who he could have been and what he would have said, right? How he might have shown up at prom or whispered, I'm proud of you at graduation. We fantasize about what our lives might have looked like if he had just been more. This is the fantasy father. And for many of us, he is more consistent, more loving, and more emotionally available than the real man ever was. And that's the problem because fantasy is powerful, but it is also painful. And if we are not careful, we spend years grieving not the man that we lost, but the man who never existed. Huh? Y'all ready to get into it? If you're ready, say you're ready. If you're ready, say you're ready. All right, I got one ready. Can I get two? Huh? All right. Let's talk about when fantasy fills the gap. Let's get into it. When a father is absent, the mind gets to work creating a substitute. You fill in the blanks with what you needed him to be, not who he actually was. And sometimes you protect the fantasy so fiercely, it keeps you from healing the reality. You might say to yourself, he did his best. He just didn't know how to love, or he meant well. And maybe those things are true, but here's the truth that matters most. You are allowed to acknowledge the impact of what he didn't do, even if he didn't mean to hurt you. You can honor the full picture. You can say he was charming and kind and emotionally unavailable. You can say he loved me in his way, but that way didn't meet my needs. Right? You can say, I forgive him, but I no longer shrink to protect his memory. You can grieve the man you hope for and then choose to live beyond the hope. Let me talk to you about why reality isn't always a villain. Let's pause for a second and talk about guilt. Sometimes we hesitate to speak the truth about our fathers because we don't want to bash them, especially if they are deceased or if other family members still hold them in high regard. So we stay quiet, we suppress. We pretend it didn't really hurt like that. But the silence doesn't erase the scar. Telling the truth doesn't make you ungrateful, it makes you whole. Because until you confront the reality, you'll keep attracting men. Listen, until you confront the reality, you'll keep attracting men who resemble the fantasy. You'll chase emotionally distant partners, hoping to finally win their affection. You'll entertain half hearted relationships, calling them potential. You'll excuse red flags because he reminds me of my dad. And worse, you will miss real love when it shows up because it won't match the drama that you have mistaken for desire. I want you to know that healing starts when you accept this. The fantasy served a purpose, but the reality sets you free. I'm saying this again. The fantasy served a purpose, but the reality sets you free. So I'm just going to do a quick recap before I talk about the cost of clinging to fantasy. Do you understand that the men that you pick, the men that you're attracted to, the energy that you have, if you keep picking people who are hard to love, who don't choose you, who want to hide you, who neglect you, and you keep chasing after that, you are not chasing, you are not dumb about a man. You are still stuck on the fantasy father. You need to heal that first. Once you heal your father wounds, the way you look at men and choose men will it listen. And let me tell you something. You say I'm stepping on toes, Deacon. Listen. Once you heal the fantasy father thing and heal the emotional orphan, the people you're attracted to, you won't even have that energy anymore. Understand that I wrote this book from experience. I wrote this book from my own healing process. I too had a father who wasn't around. I too had a father that did not, hey, it is what it is. I'm not about to deal with your mama. She crazy, which means I ain't gonna deal with you, and I'm okay with that. But I also had a father who didn't have a father when he was growing up. And it took me 40 plus years to realize that and put two and two together and start my healing process. I've dated some good people, I've dated some bad. I've been good and bad in relationships myself. And most of the pain that I experience all relates back to the father fantasy. Let's talk about the cost of clinging to fantasy. If you are just now coming in, welcome in. Good morning. This is the Coach Misty Effect. 365 days of free coaching to help you become a better you. Let's talk about how holding on to the fantasy father has consequences, right? So when you hold on to this fantasy father of who you wanted him to be versus who he was, it makes it hard to create boundaries because in your heart, you're still that little girl hoping one day he'll change. It keeps you in the cycle of forgiving too quickly. Not because the man earned it, but because you don't want to believe you were truly abandoned. Huh? The cost of clinging to fantasy, whether it's the fantasy father or it is the fantasy of what you think this relationship could be and not what it is, or the situationship, it keeps you waiting, it keeps you over explaining and romanticizing people who only give you crumbs. I'm about to walk out. I'm about to walk out. I'm about to put my shoes on and go walk the route with Cardinal. What? Huh? When you hold on to the fantasy, it keeps you waiting, over explaining, and romanticizing people who only give you crumbs. When we refuse to see people for who they really are, we end up abandoning ourselves. You hear me? You have to ask, what do I lose by protecting his image? And I'm talking about your father. Some of y'all need to ask this question about your daddy. Some of y'all need to ask this question about your daddy. And some of y'all need to ask this question about the men you deal with. What do I lose by protecting his image? What do you lose by protecting his image? Huh? Ask yourself this. What parts of me have stayed stuck in the dream? Huh? What parts of me has stayed stuck in the dream? Some of y'all need to answer these questions about your current relationships. Number 3, what would it look like to accept him? Flawed, incomplete, and human, and move on. What does that look like to accept who my father was, flaws and all, and then move on? What would it take to look at this relationship and what it really is? Come on, somebody. Look at your relationship and what it really is. You too, flaws and all, and move on. I want you to know that that's not bitterness, that's emotional maturity. Letting go of the fantasy doesn't mean that he was all bad. It means that you are done rewriting the story to protect someone who never protected you. Now, we are any questions, concerns, or comments? If not, we're gonna talk about how to reclaim the father within. You talking about now what you mean reclaiming the father? Yes, how to reclaim the father within. Because listen, if you didn't grow up with a daddy, you learn how to you learn how to be a protector and a provider. Some of y'all right now, that's why they say, "Oh, you're too masculine," right? So since you already acting like somebody, daddy, you had to be your own father. We're gonna talk about how to reclaim the father within. Again, this chapter was not about demonizing your father. That's what this book is not about demonizing your father. It's about calling it what it is and getting a plan to move forward. This book is about dethroning the version of him that doesn't serve you anymore. You have spent long enough craving something that he could not give, and now it's time to become your own protector. Right? To nurture, listen, this is what y'all need to hear. To nurture the father energy within you, it listen that provides, listen, you need to nurture the father energy within you, that because it's going to provide, defend, and affirm. Right? That's that father energy. The provider in you, that's father energy. I'm about to take care of everything and everybody. That's a father energy. You think it's your mother energy. No, mothers are nurturers, fathers are providers. So if you are a woman who is driven, your success is based on how many people you can look out for and take care of, that's your father energy. Defend, if you are a woman who got to come to the defense of everybody, you standing up for everybody, that's not you being a strong black woman. That's your father energy. That's your father energy. Uh-oh. Cardinal, you got your breakfast bowl? All right. Have a good day. Mwah. All right. Okay. Start that now. I said, don't start that now. Okay. Please. That's the father energy. Okay. They tell me have a good day, Unc. Okay. Listen, I want you to know that you can build a life where your safety isn't dependent on anyone else's approval. Huh? You can affirm your worth without waiting for a man, any man, to validate it. You can say, the man I imagined was beautiful, but I no longer need him to feel whole. The man that I imagined, the fantasy father that I imagined was beautiful, but I no longer need him to feel whole. And you can thank the fantasy for getting you this far, then close the chapter and write your own. Huh? Come on, somebody. Questions, concerns, or comments. As always, now I want y'all to do the journal prompts in chapter 5. If you have the book, if not, you don't, go ahead and get it. I want you to do the journal prompts in chapter 4 today, and then you can do the journal prompts in chapter 5 tomorrow, right? And the journal prompts in chapter 5, the fantasy father versus reality, is going to listen, is going to force you to write out the fantasy version of the father you created in your mind growing up. A lot of us, if you didn't have a father around, maybe you watched the Huxtables. I guess we don't even talk about Bill. Maybe you watched TV shows, the Huxtables, or anything like that. Or maybe you saw one of your little friends who had a dad that was always, present, and you built the fantasy father around that. In the journal, in the assignment for tomorrow, you are going to what describe the fantasy father. What did he do? What did he say, or provide in your imagination? Then you're going to write who the description of who your father actually was. The truth without edits or excuses. And I want you to compare the two versions. There's some other questions in here that you need to do and get, and we're gonna do that. So now y'all know when I do for daddy's little girls, we did 2 chapters today, chapters 4 and chapter 5, and I gave y'all a lesson, right? And I gave you a lesson. Now all this is on YouTube. But I can't leave my men out. I can't leave my black brothers. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I can't leave y'all hanging. So we gonna switch gears. Any questions or concerns, huh? Listen, you said that's exactly why I bought 2 bottles of your Bless Her to bring back my femininity to the forefront. You are so correct. Healing and closure for 2026. There you go. She got her some Bless Her oil. Y'all better get that oil, the $10 oils. Y'all, she got her some Bless Her oil. Mm, y'all, I'm about to go. Any questions about what we talked about so far? Because we about to switch gears and talk about no father, no God, but still a king. Gentlemen, I got you. Huh? Mm-hmm. Listen, baby, Zion on his way to go see Lisa. And I'm about to go over to that loft. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go over to that loft. Zion should have already left out. I'm about to go over to that loft. Mm-hmm. My Mercedes is parked over there. I ain't drove my Mercedes in months. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm about to pull up to my bumper. What do you mean? Pull up to the bumper, baby. When I tell you. So y'all better ask the questions. When I tell you, I'm about to go over to that loft. Go get my key. Go walk my loft. Y'all know Zion living in my loft. Go walk my loft. Huh? Go get reacquainted with my loft. We might be live from the loft later. We don't know. Go get reacquainted with the loft. Huh? Go lay on the couch that I bought him for Christmas. 2 Christmases ago. That's a good couch. Huh? I'm gonna burn some of the candles he got over there. I'm gonna watch the TV I paid for. Huh? Yeah. I'm gonna go connect all my devices to the internet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Huh? I'm gonna do a photo shoot at the loft. And then I told him, I said, hey brother, leave that key, leave my Benz key in that apartment. I probably ain't no gas in it, but that's okay. Baby, I'm gonna go get in cocaine. I'm gonna go get in the white. I'm gonna go, baby. The way I'm about to drive to Starbucks, right? I'm gonna drive slow on them. The way I'm about to ride to Starbucks and cocaine, baby, I ain't been in my Benz in a long time. I'm gonna talk to her. How you doing? How you doing, Stink? You miss me? Okay. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Y'all didn't need to know that. I just wanted to tell y'all that's so I'm telling y'all to ask me questions because it's about to go all the way down. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We are gonna switch gears as listen, it's about to go all the way down. Okay. Okay. Listen. Okay. You say they see me rolling. They hate it. Okay. Trying to catch me right. I'm gonna go get my whole car wash and everything. Okay, a car wash and everything. Hello, it's me. I'm gonna get in the car and sing to that bitch. Hello, it's me. I was one. I'm turning to Adele to go over everything. Huh? Huh? They say that time's supposed to heal ya. I know Zion be driving my shit. You can't tell me that this 22-year-old young man And I know he got a badass Jeep. You can't tell me that my car just been sitting there for months. Hmm? You can't tell me. That boy live downtown Dallas. You can't tell me that he be sitting sideways. You can't tell me. He ain't been in my shit. You say he definitely driving it. You can't tell me nothing. Anyway, y'all, we're about to switch gears. Okay, I would too. I know he been, and I don't have no way of knowing he driving it. I don't have no way of know he driving it because you know I'm over here, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait. Listen, mm. Now you say he keeping the battery charged. Don't play with me. Don't. I know ain't no gas in that bitch. Don't play with me. Mm, 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 mm. All right. Let's talk about, all right, y'all. We about to change gears. We about to talk about No Father, No God, but Still a King. If you need, does anyone need help or want to know how to get the ebooks? If so, we can go ahead and help you with that. I'm about to switch gears here. We about to switch books. I need to just have a thing where I got the books in there. I'm gonna make me some folders today. Woo! I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. The way I'm about to go get my fucking car. Oh my God. Are you well? Um, oh my God. Hold on, y'all. I'm just thinking about it. And I ain't got nowhere to go. Nowhere. Nowhere to go. At all. I'm about to go visit my old bathroom. I know I can, girl, I know he probably driving that car. I'm not about to be doing all that. You better not get no accident in my shit. I know, yeah, checking the mileage. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he be driving it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a badass Jeep. But, oh, Lord. I'm just saying. To God be the glory for the things he has done. I just miss my car. I miss you. I'm talking to you, baby. Thank you, Jesus. I miss you. I miss my car. We used to talk. Woo! All right, y'all. I'm back. Thank you for holding. What happened to those days? Did they all fade away? Oh, yeah, I'm going to Starbucks. Absolutely. Definitely going to Starbucks. In my pajama pants and this right here. I'm going to Starbucks just like this. Definitely. Cardinal's job is close to my loft. He probably good. Cardinal probably gonna see my ass driving. I'm like, is that the yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, totally. I may keep my car overnight. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leave the Porsche over there. I'm gonna bring cocaine up. All right, y'all, let's get into it. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and reset the room. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back in. This is the Coach Misty Effect. Free 365 days of free online coaching to help you do better and be better. We are now going back to No Father, No God, but Still a King. Yes, ladies, we have talked about what it means to grow up without a dad. Woe is me. But now this is my love letter to men of color who actually didn't were abandoned by their fathers as well. If you were with me yesterday, I was talking about why some men of color cannot commit. I'm gonna fall off the screen. Why some men, I said some men, I didn't say all men, why some men of color cannot commit. And you have to go back on YouTube. I'm not gonna do it. Listen, you have to go back on YouTube to get that. Today, we're going to do chapter 4. Listen, we're gonna do chapter 4, chasing softness in foreign places. Chasing softness in foreign places. We are going to talk about the unspoken reasons some men of color love outside their race. Shit about to get real. Shit about to get real. We are going to talk about why some men of color, listen, why some men of color love outside their race. Understand, yes, I wrote this book as a love letter to men and for men, but I believe that if you are a mother if you have sons, right, if you are a boy mom, you need to get this book. Some of y'all, I think women, I believe women need to read this book as well because it help you understand some stuff. Let's talk about the truth nobody likes to say out loud. A lot of men of color aren't dating outside their race because they hate black or brown women. They're dating outside their race because they're chasing softness. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of men of color are not dating outside their race because they hate black or brown women. They're dating outside their race because they're chasing softness, not physical softness, not sex, emotional softness, a kind of softness they've never known, a type of nurturing they never got from their mothers, a tone of voice that doesn't remind them of struggle, a presence that doesn't feel like pressure, a love that doesn't feel, listen, a love that doesn't sound like survival. They're not running to something, they're running from something, which is emotional exhaustion. And that exhaustion often looks like the women who raised them. Y'all, y'all ready for this? Yes, no, baby. So, are you ready for this? Cause, baby, why they quiet now? Hmm? Huh? Let me get into it. Why y'all quiet now? Now, see, if I was coming on here on some negative shit, y'all be all for it. Let's get into it. Listen, let's talk about when you've only known love through struggle. And this is from, listen, come on. I'm talking to the men of color. If your idea of love was shaped by a single mom who never got to be soft, then your nervous system doesn't equate love with peace, it equates it with pressure. Huh? How many women on here be like, I got to stay on this nigga neck for him to do act right? Baby, I got to stay on his head. How many of y'all be in relationships where you feel like you got to stay on him? Baby, if I let up off of him, he gonna act a fool. I got to stay on him. I apply pressure. Huh? How many of y'all out here applying pressure? I sounded like Jennifer. How many of y'all out here applying pressure? I sounded like Jennifer Lewis applying pressure. Hmm? Again, if a man's idea of love was shaped by a single mother who never got to be soft, but their nervous system, listen, so that man's nervous system doesn't equate love with peace, it equates it with pressure. Huh? So he loves hard, but he flinches when it's time to receive it. Okay? He feels desired when someone depends on him, but suffocated when someone wants to love him with vulnerability. The man says he wants peace, but when peace shows up, it feels boring. So instead, you seek women who don't challenge your trauma, just accommodate it. Jesus. Women seek people they gotta fix. Men seek people who will fix them. Where the fuck is the bell at? Maybe I should have came back at noon and did this one. I'm gonna say this again. Huh? The men say they want peace, but when peace shows up, it feels boring. So instead, the men of color seek women who don't challenge their trauma, just accommodate it. Sometimes those women come from different cultures. Sometimes those women weren't raised in the storm. Sometimes those women were taught to rest and not rescue, to be chosen and not chased, to be adored, not armor up. And that softness, it feels like salvation to a man who's been emotionally starving for years. But the question is, men of color, are you chasing healing or hiding from accountability? Bitch, I'm about to leave. Hang up, blow the candles out, turn off the lights. That's what Teddy P said. Question is, black men, brown men, are you chasing healing by talking to women outside of your race or hiding from accountability? I bet I woke your hoes up now. If you don't have an applesauce cup and don't use your top as a spoon, what are you doing with your life? I'm gonna eat my applesauce like this my whole life. My mama would put spoons in my lunchbox and I still did this. Genius. That's what the top is for. Can't nobody tell me different. Okay? Listen, I'm gonna say this to say that. man of color, you are not wrong for wanting ease. You're not wrong for that. I'm not knocking the men for wanting an easy relationship. I'm not knocking you for that. But let's be honest about why. So let's get one thing straight. Wanting a soft, peaceful partner is valid. Wanting to feel emotionally safe is healthy. Wanting a relationship where you can breathe without arguing is human. Okay? But if you can't find that peace in your own community, you have to ask why. Not why it doesn't exist, but why you don't feel safe enough to receive it there. So I have to take my glasses off. I want you to know, women of color. I'm not going to say what everybody, all the men on these podcasts want to say, that you are aggressive and you hard to love and this, that, and the other and blah, blah, blah. And you not soft. What I'm saying is there are soft women out here. There are women of color who are soft, nurturing. There are women of color who have high emotional intelligence. There are women of color, you understand me, that are here to help and help heal, but not, you know what I'm saying, not to carry you. You can find peace in the black and brown communities. You can find an emotional safe place in the black and brown communities, right? You can find people who don't want to argue. You understand me? The question is, why do you feel like you can't find it? Why do you not feel safe enough to receive it there? So for a lot of men of color, the answer is rooted in unhealed resentment towards their mothers. I'll put my glasses back on. I'm gonna say this again. For a lot of men of color, the answer is rooted in unhealed resentment towards their mothers. You saw your mom grind. You saw her yell. You saw her break. You saw her become the father and the mother. And part of you blamed her for the man who left, but you never said it. Hmm? Part of you blamed her for the man who left, but you never said it. But deep down, you believed it. If she had just been softer, maybe he would have stayed. So now, when a woman shows up with boundaries, strength, independence, or standards, you get triggered. And I'm talking to men of color. Not because she's doing anything wrong, but because she reminds you of the first woman who didn't have room to be gentle. And instead of facing that pain, you seek softness somewhere else, far from the mirror. Take a sip. Take a sip. How many of y'all done dated somebody and he be like, damn, you remind me of my mother? How many of y'all done dated somebody and he be like, you remind me of my mother, but he still didn't, he appears to love his mother, but it still didn't work with y'all. He pushed away from you. How many of y'all done found a man or had a man say, you remind me of my mother, and he appears to love his mother, right? He always check on his mama and he love his mama because he still want his mama. He still needs something from his mother emotional wise. He's still that little boy seeking his mother's attention. But for whatever reason, y'all don't work. Because you would think, well, if you love your mama the way you love your mama and I remind you of your mama, then what are we doing? Hmm? That should be a win-win. Even the mama be like, girl, you remind me of me. And it never works out. Hmm? And it never works out. Let's talk about the allure of the softer woman. The allure of the softer woman. In other communities, let's talk about it. In other communities, femininity is often raised and celebrated differently. Hmm? In other communities, femininity is often raised and celebrated differently. Girls are taught that their voices matter and they don't have to be loud to be heard. Girls are taught in other communities that they will be protected so they don't have to protect themselves. Girls in other communities are taught that expressing emotions won't make them too much, and that being feminine isn't dangerous, it's expected. So when a man meets a woman like that, it feels different. She speaks softly. Thank you. She's not demanding. She doesn't challenge his ego. She smiles when she talks. She seems to need him, but not too much. She is a breath of fresh air compared to the chaos that he's used to. So, but the thing is, what he's doing, he's mistaking. Listen, he's mistaking for better might just be easier. He's mistaking this and saying, "Oh, this is easier than dating Tasha. I'm gonna date her." You know what I'm saying? This is easier than dating her, but easy isn't always healthy, especially if you're using this woman to avoid doing your inner work. So a lot of men of color, instead of coming to terms about whatever happened with their mama, whoop bop and do, instead of coming to terms with all of that, it's easier to just, hey, I'm gonna go over here and date her. She don't give me no problems. She don't holler. She don't do all that riffraff. You know what I'm saying? She kind of get along with the get along. But I still haven't did my work. Okay. Let's talk about preference versus programming. Now, there are just some men who prefer women outside their race. That's it. There are women who prefer men outside their race. That's a preference, right? And it's okay to have preferences. We all do. But when your preference is rooted in pain, it's not really a preference, it's programming. Hmm? Did you hear me? When your preference is rooting in pain, it's not a preference, it's programming. So I want y'all to ask, some of y'all need to ask yourself, all of y'all. I want to, men, if you are watching this, I want you to ask yourself, do you avoid women of your own race because they remind you of your trauma? If you are a man and you are watching this, answer this question. Do you avoid women of your own race because they remind you of your trauma? Yes or no? Question number two. This is for the men. Do you associate strength with disrespect because of what you saw growing up? Question number three. Are you drawn to softness or to silence? Which one? And question number four. Are you looking for someone to make you feel safe or someone you can control? Huh? Men, are you looking for someone to make you feel safe? Oh, masculine women. Let me ask y'all hoes that too. Huh? Masculine women. Are you looking for someone to make you feel safe? Or are you looking for someone you can control? Because I would be for the death of me when I see women who have all this education and good credit get with a motherfucker who ain't got nothing. Are you looking for somebody to make you feel safe? Or are you looking for somebody you can control? Men date outside their race and women date outside their tax bracket. Bitch, I'm about to leave. I just solved the mystery. Hey, y'all have a great day. I'm Coach Misty. I'm about to log off. And when men don't want to confront their trauma, they date outside their race. And when the women don't want to confront their shit, when they the stronger party, they date outside their tax bracket. Fall off the screen. Fall off the screen. Listen, fall off the screen. Y'all date below your tax bracket. Cause hmm, a nigga making $40,000 a year ain't gonna question you if you make 200K. A nigga working at a tow truck driver, huh? Somebody working at the factory ain't gonna question you if you a lawyer. They ain't gonna question a lot of shit. They just gonna get along and get along, huh? They not. Yeah, you go get a dude fresh out of prison and you got your own everything. They not gonna question nothing. Hmm? Eat your cereal. Think about it. They resent you because they can't be you. And they'll never be you. And that's where the problem comes in at. They resent you because they can't be you and they know they'll never be you. And they don't, and if they ask you for help, then they're losing out of their masculinity. And then they go and cheat with somebody that's on their level to make them feel better. And then you think you look like a fool because you like, why would you go and cheat on me with her? She ain't got shit. That's the whole point. She ain't got shit. He ain't got shit either. And that made him feel like something. She depends on him. You don't. But here's the deal. If you're dealing with a man, if you're dealing with a man that was raised without his father and raised by a single mother, his worth is attached to his money. His worth is attached to his money. Is no as a strong, educated, financially secure woman, there's nothing you can do to make him feel better about himself because his worth is attached to his money. Okay. And if his worth ever attached to your money, you don't have a man, you got a bad bitch. That's coming from somebody who done dated a couple bad bitches. They were bad bitches when I met them. They became bad bitches afterwards, huh? When a man attaches his worth to your bank account, you got yourself a bad bitch. Hmm? You got you a you got you an IG model. When the man you dealing with attach, oh my God. When the man you dealing with attach himself to your money, you got a bad bitch. Shut up, boy. You know you're not a bad bitch. Be quiet. You got your own bread. Huh? And baby, I had me a bad bitch. Huh? No, that's my homeboy concealed. Baby, I had me a bad bitch before. I done had one or two of them. Huh? A baddie. They didn't listen. The crazy part is they would go and fuck with somebody who didn't have it. They was Superman to the hoes and didn't have it. But with me, baby, they was a bad bitch. They gonna be at the pool sipping on margaritas. Okay. Are you well? Huh? Yeah. Woo! Flashback. I'm done. Huh? Yeah. When women, listen, most women who didn't grow up with a father and was raised by a strong mother, whatever she put value in, that's what you put value in. If your mother valued education, if your mother used education as a way to make a way for you and your siblings, then you're going to value education. And if you saw your mother get down with the get down and provide for you, even though your father wasn't there, you're going to follow in the same footsteps because that's the blueprint that you have as a woman. You were taught to believe that you don't need a man. So if you think that you don't need a man or feel in your bit in your bones, you don't need a man to be cool, you will get any man that you'll take any man off the street. Because deep down inside you, I don't care what you own, what you drive, what you got in your bank account. If your father wasn't around, you still want the attention from your father. You still want to be accepted. You still want to be chosen. And for a woman who got a bunch of money, or a woman who got a lot of money and a lot of education, being accepted and chosen, it comes through with what she wears, what she drives, where she lives, what group she hang out with. Her needy, come on, somebody. Her needy doesn't look like, oh, please get me. No, her acceptance looks different. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in that group on Facebook. What is it called? Black girl luxury, black girl soft luxury life, black girl soft life, whatever it is. And the crazy part, here, hold on. The crazy part, the crazy part is that every all they do, thank you. All they do is put pictures in the group of expensive designer shit they bought. And I'm like, how is this the soft life? How is this telling me? So you telling me the soft life is being able to go buy a new Benz every 2 years. You telling me a soft life is getting a new Celine bag. That's not the soft life. Because if you don't have the soft life, truly a soft life, first of all, having a soft life has nothing to do with what you have, with what you buy. And that's not what a soft life is. And even though the group is interesting, I hate that this group even exists because what it's telling the younger women that's getting in that group is saying, hey, if you want to have this soft girl life, to be black and be soft, you have to go and do all this, accumulate all this money and buy all these things. That's not a soft. That's what we equate soft life with having stuff shit, huh? We equate soft life with having luxury items. Because guess what? Then nobody just give you that Benz. A true soft life when it comes to financial is you not having to do nothing and somebody providing for you. That's a soft life. Not you going out here opening up three businesses, working 72 hours a week, and then going to buy new Benz or going to buy a $4,000-$5,000 bag or this is my new blah blah blah. If you still got to get up here and go to work and run a practice, that's not a soft life. You a hustler. You just listen. That right, soft life is somebody else doing it for you when it comes to financial. That's a soft life. Huh? Soft life is living somewhere. Listen, a soft life is not what you have, it's what you do. Hmm? The soft life, so here's the deal. Here's the thing. Huh? When I lived in my old house, right? Let's get into it. I'm belching. I'm with the bullshit. When I lived in my old house, when I lived in a $1 million house, 4,000 square feet, $1 million home with a pool, a lot of y'all would have been like, oh, yeah, she living a life. Y'all, people that would have thought that was a soft life. I could get out my bedroom, roll out my bed, Go get in the pool. The pool was literally right outside. I would go to sleep with the sounds. I slept so good because the sounds of the pool would put me to sleep. People got water. What is it? Wave machines. I had an actual pool outside, right outside my door, right. So, so listen. People would be like, "Oh, she living a soft life." Well, how is that the soft life if I got to come up with this money to pay every month? If I got to pay a mortgage, how's that the soft life? If I got $1,000 light bill every month, how's that a soft life? A $350 gas bill every month. You missed the pool dip. A $350 gas bill every month. How's that the soft life? $1,000 light bill, $350 gas. I ain't gonna tell you what the mortgage on that hoe was. Shh. How was that the soft life? Ain't nothing soft about it. Yes, I can go. I got bathrooms all around this hole. I wake up and have people cooking food for me. I had, hey, my crew, the CME crew was in the building. I would wake up to shout out to Miss Brenda. I wake up to cinnamon rolls and bacon and coffee every morning. Okay. I didn't even have to do nothing. I just wake up. I turn my TV on. They knew I was up. I wake up and stuff was going on, but these people still had to be paid. How's that the soft life? Now, what if I tell you that I let that go, put all my shit in storage, and moved into a house where I don't have to pay on a mortgage, but it's a third of the size of the house I left? I no longer live in a gated community. I live in Dallas. I live in Oak Cliff. Now, a person look at me and be like, "Bitch, are you well? You let all that go to move into a house that's a third of the size of the house that you had. You live in a predominantly ethnic area. If it's gates around this bitch, this you know what kind of gated community I live in? The ones with bars on the windows. That's the kind of gated community I live in now. A person that doesn't have, listen, somebody will look at me and be like, "That's not the soft life." What you mean, girl? Bye. Like, you live in a hood now. You was living out there, you had security, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm talking about financially. It is soft. It is soft. You know why? Because I don't pay no bills. They would say, "Well, how can a mailman provide you a soft life? He ain't an NBA player. He don't own businesses. He not a millionaire. You make more money than him. How can he provide you a soft life? It ain't even about the peace. Listen, I was at peace at my old house too. Now, goddamn me, I was at peace in that bitch too. Okay, I was at peace every fucking morning. I got up and went in that pool butt naked. I was at peace. I'm gonna say at peace wherever I'm at. Wherever I'm at, I'm gonna have peace. What I'm saying is, if we are equating the soft life, listen. Listen, you said I have sacrificed for your peace. No, I didn't sacrifice for my peace. I did. Lord, y'all are you, girl. You was in love and you sacrificed for your peace. No, what I realized was I had a big dumbass motherfucking house for nothing. It was only me out there. On paper, it did not make sense. On paper, it did not make sense. And the other houses were being sold at quick fast lighting. Listen, let me tell y'all, because y'all be making up shit to me. Y'all make up your own scenarios to make it make sense for you. Listen, the soft life, they say, well, how can you have a soft life over there? If black women are equating soft life with monetary things, the soft life is in the actions. It's not in the thing, it's not in the receipts. I don't have to pay no bills in this bitch. Don't not near bill come in my name. I have no bills over here. Everything is gonna be paid whether I was here or not. Right? When I was living at my other house, I was more prone. If I wasn't working, I was paying people to work for me. Right. So even if I did want to lay in the bed until 12 o'clock, trust and believe I had two people at my house, two or three. Right. Two or three people working at my house while I was asleep. So even though I was resting, I was paying heavily to get that rest because work was still being done. Where over here, I don't have no bills in my name. If I want to work, I want to work. I don't. There's no pressure for me to be like, I need 40,000 a month. I want to make 40,000 a month is the bare minimum. Well, 30,000, wherever. That's because the foundation I done made. But I'm not stressing about it. I don't know when the fuck the mortgage is due over here. That's a soft life. I don't know shit. I don't know no due dates. I don't know when the mortgage is due. I don't know. I know he got Spectrum because we had to call. I don't know shit. Nothing. Okay? And I don't ask no questions. Okay? None. All right? I get online. I got an office over here, an office slash whatever the fuck we doing in here, office slash room. I get online. I do buy groceries. Because when I wasn't buying groceries, I do buy groceries. But he would feed me every day. When I wasn't buying, shut up, girl. You just not saw that. When I was buying, when before I started buying groceries, he was just buying us food every day because he didn't cook. He didn't ask me to cook. He just, what you want to eat today? What you want to eat? Now people are like, but you in love. I didn't sacrifice. Listen, that's soft as fuck. He was just, what you want to eat today? You hungry? What you want to eat? Okay, all right. And I was like, nah, let me start buying groceries because we eat this shit. I'm not about to eat this shit every day. So I started buying groceries. But 9 times out of 10, it's shit that I want to eat. Right? That's a soft life. That's a soft life. I have more of a soft life now in Oak Cliff, in the hood, in a house that's a third of the size of the house I moved from. Right? A third size of the house that I moved from. That's the soft life. That's what it is. All I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? All I do is I worry about my car notes and my insurance. And I buy K cups for the house. Hmm? Now, I said all that to say I need us to stop equating the soft life with Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. It's about how you are. If I don't want to work today, I'm not working. Huh? If I don't want to work, I'm not working. If I don't want to go live, I'm not going live. If I want to go play bingo instead of go live, I have that ability now because he provides that. He didn't say come over here and roommate with me. He said I need you to change your zip code. That's a soft life. Being chosen, being protected. I'm gonna have peace wherever I go. Right? But having somebody add to your peace. All right. So what I'm saying is to say, because y'all be like, but I didn't sacrifice. I made a pimp decision. Hmm? Y'all like, but you sacrificed for love, girl. No. Them houses was being snatched up. I had a 5-bedroom house and it was just me in there. That made no fucking sense. I'm out. The man I love and my son live 10 minutes away from each other. So I said, well, let me come on this side of town. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and finish No Father, No God, but Still a King. Let's talk about this. To my men of color, don't confuse submission with silence. Don't confuse. You say I desire all that with a ring and a commitment, and you shall have it. But you got to stop dealing with people who ain't gonna give it to you. Let me go ahead and address this. You can have whatever the fuck it is that you want, but as long as you're dealing with people, as long as you got people in your energy, whether you fuck them or not, where as long as you got people, if you still not over that ex, it's gonna be a problem. You may not even talk to your ex, but if you still not over that ex, the things you desire will not, cannot present themselves to you. If you dealing with knuckleheads, I tell people, stop dealing. You want a king, stop dealing with people with peasant energy. Stop dealing with these clowns. Huh? Stop dealing with these clowns. Now, I'm not about to go into the story of how, you know what I'm saying, I had met Cardinal many moons ago and we just never hung out. It didn't work. It was just, hey, wham, bam, hoo, thank you, ma'am, many moons ago. And then he resurfaced in 2022. But when he resurfaced or when we started talking again, I was still dealing with the ex before him, right? I was still dealing with the ex before him. And I would see Cardinal very sparingly. We never went out on no date. I never spent the night. None of that. I would come in, hang out for about an hour, hour and a half, and I'm out of here. We didn't talk on the phone. We didn't text. How your day going? None of that shit. I want to say between 2021 and when he came to my house for the pool party this past June, I probably seen Cardinal 5 times. Between 2021 and 2025, I had seen Cardinal 5 times. We had never been on a date. We ain't never shared a drink. We never did none of that. It was hey, pum pum, bye. I'm out of here. You know why? Not that he didn't present that. Not that it's not like he didn't say, hey, we should hang out sometime. He told me one day, he said, I never realized we ain't never been on no date. You know why I didn't do it? Because I knew there was something about him. I said, it's something about him. And while I have this other person in my spirit, I can't pursue nothing with Cardinal. I can't pursue nothing with somebody that's real while I have this person in my spirit because I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm not over this other person yet. So I would keep my distance from people who meant me, and I would do that intentionally because I had to work. I had to get the last person out my soul, out my spirit, out my energy. I had to get him out my energy. So I would leave people like Cardinal, and I met some other dudes. Cardinal is not the only guy that was interested in pursuing a real deal, or pursuing something with me or was honest, right? He was. I had to. I knew that I was. I knew I was still dealing with foolishness voluntarily, voluntarily dealing with fuck shit because I liked it. Huh? It was exciting, dumb, stupid stuff. Huh? Turn me on a little bit. I like the cat and mouse game. And I was the cat. He was the mouse. I like the cat and mouse game I had going on. So I would, I knew I couldn't. When Cardinal said that about going out, I said, nah, we can't go out on no date. And I cut it off because I was still dealing with the other person. Right? I cut a lot of people off because I was like, it's no sense of me getting involved with you because as soon as he found out I'm involved with you, he's gonna do what? He's gonna come harder. And now whatever opportunity I have with you, I've cut it short. So I would just walk away and pray and hope that when I would pray and hope that when my time came, when I was truly done with this situation that wasn't for me, that maybe somebody like this person, maybe a cardinal or whoever would still be around, or I could turn around and say, hey, I'm healed now. I'm ready. I wasn't ready back then. So there was no sense of me wasting your time or mine. But I'm here now. See what I'm saying? I'm here now. And luckily, that's what happened. That's what happened with me and Cardinal. So when people be like, wait, y'all met, he came to my party June 21st. We had our first date July 4th. And from that point, we've been inseparable. July 4th, he made it official. He came to my house on my birthday, July 15th. He made it official July 16th. He told me, I think July 16th, he was like, yeah, now or that weekend, hey, all we need to do is change your address. I was thinking about it. I said, well, let's get the ball rolling. I moved out my house August 16th. I moved out my house August 16th and moved in with him. And the rest is history. So I'm saying this to say that everything that you want is available to you. There is somebody for everybody. You just have to stop giving your energy to people who are not on the same page as you. It's not even that they don't deserve it. Y'all just not on the same page. And the reason why a lot of women give their energy to men who will never be what they need them to be is because you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be, listen, you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be feel abandoned because the first man who should have loved you, your father, abandoned you, and you don't want to do that. So you keep people around. Huh? You keep people around. Yeah. Welcome in. Welcome in to the Coach Misty effect. Okay? All right. Listen, now we are going to go back to our book, No Father, No God, but Still a King. If you are just not joining us, my name is Coach Misty. I am an author and certified life coach, and I'm here to give you 365 days of free online coaching, right? I do offer one-on-one private sessions. I have a 6-week meeting coaching program now, one-on-one. You can go check that out at imcoachmisty.com. And any of the books that we talk about today are available by going to the link in my bio or visiting this site. It's the same thing. And clicking on your first option, and you'll see all my ebooks. You can download them for $7. Now, what we were doing, I did a little, we started talking about the soft life. Listen, thank you. Anisha said, y'all get the coaching. It was good for me. We were talking about the soft life, about how Black women equate soft life, being updated, equate love with money, and how if a Black man was taught to, and the Black man, if he was raised by a single mother, was taught to, hey, you're not going to be a deadbeat like your daddy. Get out here and make something of yourself. You need to go ahead and protect and provide for your family, right? We're not teaching the young men how to be their own person. We teaching them not how to be the father that left, which puts a lot of pressure on men, on young boys, right? And so mothers need to get this book too. If you are the mother of a young Black or brown man, get this book because it's going to help you. We need to correct the problem. So, like I was saying, when women, what we're talking about is why men of color date outside their race. And I said men of color date outside their race, right? Because they want to be nurtured or they want that softness. They don't want to avoid, they're avoiding their mommy issues or their daddy issues, right? They're avoiding those issues. And women of color who date out who date below their tax bracket they became the fathers that they never had, and instead of doing some inner work and tapping into their feminine side, they get men that's below their tax bracket that they got to take care of. Huh? There is nothing you have in common with a man who, if you went to college, if you got a fucking master's degree, you have nothing in common with a man who didn't go to school. Nothing. Vice versa. Nothing. What the fuck are y'all gonna talk about? Huh? Huh? Nothing. Nothing at all. You have nothing in common with the man who spent his life in and out of juvenile facilities and was in and out of prison. Nothing. So if you have nothing in common with them, maybe y'all got daddy trauma and drama. But if y'all have nothing positive in common other than y'all both is fucking Scorpios, okay? Why are you with that person? You know why? Because that person makes you feel secure and it makes you feel better about who you are. They with you because they trying to come up on something. You with them because you want to control something. Women of color who got money, you want to control some shit. So you got his dumb ass to control him. He with you because he want to live easy. He tired of struggling, and you a way out. And then he end up fucking somebody at the he end up fucking a girl that's working the McDonald's fry line. You can't understand why I got you in this house and I hooked you up with a job and you driving this car and you gonna go fuck somebody with 6 kids. Are you well? Bitch, are you well? That's the question. Are you well? That man still to need be made to feel like a man. So if a man can't feel like a man with you because his whole worth has been tied to his whole worth has been tied to his finances. And if his finances are not in order and you rescue him every fucking day, then he feels like he's nothing. So in order to feel like something, he's gonna go fuck with a woman who has less than him. Amen. Amen. Uh, so am I talking to myself? Nobody felt that? All right. Let's go back to the thing. Let's talk about listen, let's talk about why men, we're talking about why men of color date outside their race, right? Here's the deal. If you are watching this, men of color, do not confuse submission with silence. I want to go deeper. Some men say, I like women from other races because they're more submissive. If you've ever heard that, put yes in the comments. Have you ever heard a man say, I like women from other races because they're more submissive? Huh? Y'all have heard that before? Okay. The question is, what does that really mean? Do you want a partner or do you want someone who won't challenge your unhealed wounds? See, I think that, and this is my opinion, that people of color, men and women, have gotten submission fucked up. I didn't mean to be, I said I was going to Starbucks. Men and women of color have different opinions of what submission is. Y'all got submission fucked up. Huh? Y'all have submission fucked up, being submissive. Some men of color thinks that being submissive is a woman not challenging him, not asking questions, right? They look at, oh, I just need you to kind of just be yes and pleasant and be nice and smile all the time. And when you speak up for yourself, there's a difference between arguing and speaking up for yourself. There's a difference between stating facts and being combative. If you are dealing with a man that has a problem with you stating facts, or when you talk about situations that you want to express how you feel or question something that they did and you are talking just like this in the tone of voice and they get upset, they got issues. They got issues beyond your fucking control. And you need to think twice about what you're gonna do with that. Because if you find yourself in a shell, if you one of these type of people that now I got to shrink who I am and I ain't gonna really say too much around him. I'm just going, yes, sir, okay, no problem. They ain't even who the fuck you are, right? And then you lose yourself in this relationship. And either way, he's going to become disconnected with you because your energy is no longer there. I'm going to ask this question. For men who say that they like women from other races because they're more submissive, do they want a partner, or do you want someone who won't challenge your unhealed wounds? Because here's the truth. A woman who doesn't argue isn't necessarily submissive. She just may not be emotionally invested. I tell men all the time, I used to tell men all the time, when I stop talking, it's a problem. Huh? When I walk around this bitch with a smile on my face and I ain't doing no tripping, and I ain't saying I got to trip all the time, but you know what I'm saying, if I ain't doing no tripping, when I don't question nothing, even the shit that look crazy, when I don't question shit no more, you got it. I'm fucking around. Trust and believe that. Huh? I opened up this thing of Evian. Opened up this Evian water like this bitch was a 40. Trust and believe I'm fucking off. I tell men that. Huh? When you start doing stupid shit and I don't say nothing about it, when your phone go off and you don't answer it and I don't be like, well, who was that? Hey, I don't want to know what's in your phone because goddamn it, I don't want you in mine either. Stay blessed. Huh? Huh? If it's Saturday night and I be like, so where you about to go? If we're in a relationship and I ask you, what up, Bookie? If you're in a relationship and I ask you where you about to go on a Saturday night, I don't like you no more. We're done. Dunzo. Dunzerino. Huh? No, thank you. What you about to do? I don't fuck with you no more. If a whole 24 hours go by and we don't talk, in my mind, we done broke up. Heather Headley. I'm seeing somebody else. Trust and believe that. Right? So I'm gonna say this. When a woman who doesn't argue isn't necessarily submissive, she just might be emotionally, and she may not be emotionally invested. Or she may not have the cultural language to call you out. Or we talking about when men date outside their race. Or she may not understand the depth of your pain or expect you to carry hers. And for a man raised by a woman who expected everything from him, the emotional detachment feels like peace. If you were raised in a household with quote unquote a strong black woman who made sure, who stayed in your ass, made sure you had good grades, made sure you played sports, made sure you stayed out of trouble, made sure you was polite, made sure you held doors, made sure you do this, made sure you do that, blah 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 blah. When you go and find a woman who's not on your head like that, it feels like peace, right? Thank you, Nate. It's listen, and I want you to know, men of color, if you are watching this, it's not love, that's escape. And sooner or later, you'll realize that silence isn't safety, is avoidance. Let's talk about how to relearning how to see women of color. So if you are just tuning in, go get my goddamn book. I'm not even about to say, hey guys, my name is Coach Misty. Y'all see the fucking site and y'all see the book. Go get it. Let's talk about how to relearn how to see women of color. Here's the part that hurts and that heals. Men, you have spent your whole life being loved by women of color. You have, but never learned how to see them. You saw your mother as hard, your ex is disrespectful, your baby mama as dramatic, your homegirl as loud, and listen, your date was too masculine and the woman was always tripping. But did you see the pain behind her pressure? Did you see the tenderness behind her tone? Did you see the strength that it took to carry her? Did you see the strength that it took to carry herself and you and still try to love you anyway? Black and brown women are not broken. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Come on, somebody. I'm saying it again. Black and brown women are not broken. That shit hurt. That shit hit me right there. I'm gonna say that one time. You say it again. Black and brown women are not broken. They are just tired of being forced to be strong for men who won't do the same work. Huh? Black and brown women are not broken. They are tired of being rejected by the very men that they've held down. Thank you, Jesus. Huh? Black and brown women are not broken. They are tired of giving softness to men who haven't healed enough to receive it. Huh? Black man, you say you want peace. You say you want peace, but are you peaceful to love? Jesus. Huh? The men say, I want peace, but the question is, are you peaceful to love? Do you know how hard it is to love you? Hmm? Men of color, you say you want softness, but are you soft with her heart? Huh? Come on, somebody. You say you want different, but are you different? Shit. Hey, 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 hey. I'm done. I'm done. The question is, you say you want peace, but are you peaceful to love? Oh yeah, this book, yeah, this book, I put it on their ass in this one. Are you peaceful to love? Thank you. Are you peaceful to love? Come on, stop asking. Hey, listen, stop asking for peace. And that go for y'all hoes too now. Don't get out here, amen. See, y'all now y'all want to talk in the comments and shit. Don't get on here, amen. Hallelujah. No. Y'all talking about y'all want peace. Y'all want to be safe. Bitch, do you make it feel safe? Is your mouth safe? The stuff that come out your mouth? Oh, let me get on the black women. Huh? Listen. Is your mouth safe? Huh? Is your tone of voice safe? Tell me, I just need some peace. Do you say loving shit? Absolutely the fuck not. We all are expecting things from each other that we're not willing to give, and we don't understand where there's a disconnect. And in the middle of it, we keep making babies. We keep making babies who are growing up without both parents. We keep making babies in a dysfunction. Some got to happen. Huh? Some got to give. My God. Let's talk about the healing is in the mirror and not the race. Huh? The healing is in the mirror and not the race. I want you to know that choosing a partner is deeply personal. Let's talk about that. Choosing a partner for whichever male or female is deeply personal. But if your choice is rooted in escape instead of evolution, it's not healing, it's hiding. If a man deals with a woman outside his race, huh? If a man is dealing with a woman outside his race because he is trying to hide, it's not, listen, it's an escape from what he don't want to heal from. That's not going to work. If a woman dates a man with more money, if a woman goes and dates a man with more money because she don't want to get her shit together, or she not healed from whatever what she had going on, that's not evolution, it's hiding. Right? Understand, men of color, you don't need a woman from another culture to fix your emotional malnutrition. I'm gonna wear my Deion Sanders today. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna wear my Deion Sanders today. I'm feeling Spike Lee-ish. You listen, men of color, you don't need a woman from another culture to fix your emotional malnutrition. You need to sit with your childhood. I will take these glasses and throw them the fuck off. I will take these glasses and throw them off. You need to sit with your childhood. You need to revisit the boy who never felt nurtured. You need to forgive your mother, not just for what she did, but for what she couldn't do. Hmm? You need to stop blaming strong women for not shrinking themselves to keep you comfortable. Because once you heal, you'll realize that softness is not about the voice, it's about presence. It's about feeling emotionally held. It's about seeing a woman fully and being safe enough to let her see you too. Listen. Listen, you said no, they don't want them because they deal with their BS. Sexy AJ, stop that bullshit. You know why men date outside their race? Because black women say stupid shit like that. We say, oh no, they just go over there because they deal with their bullshit. You know what? I go over there because they are feminine. You know, let me take my glasses off. Let me take my glasses off because I'm about to get with you. You ready? You know why they go over there? Because these women, Indian women, Asian women, my son dates a woman, his girlfriend is half, listen, is half Korean, right? But her Korean mother was allowed to live a soft life because her black father stayed in the military and provided for his family, right? So Zion is dating Lisa, and it's so funny when he's dating Lisa. A lot of things that he be talking to Lisa about, she can't relate to him because he's comparing his experience with me as his mother or seeing his sisters as Lisa, and he's like, I can't talk to Lisa about XYZ LMNOP because she don't understand. I said she was never put in that situation where she had to understand. She didn't grow up without two parents in a household. This girl was an army brat. Listen, this girl is an army brat, and she traveled the world. You understand me? She has experiences that you ain't even had yet. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to grow up. She might have seen confused, but she didn't grow up with that. So she can't relate to you. You can't call her and be like, yo, I'm about to do these 5 job applications and I'm about to do this. I'm about to work 2 jobs and da 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 da. That doesn't compute with her. She ain't never had to do that. Her mama ain't never had to do that. So she's like, oh, Zion, well, why do you want to work 2 jobs? Just work one. And he's like, what do you mean, Lisa? I said, but you see, you grew up with a mama who had 2 full-time jobs. You grew up with a mama who was working on a master's degree, raising y'all, and you know what I'm saying, going to school, raising y'all, and doing a master's degree. You grew up with a mama who had a business, was in school, had a job, and had y'all, right? You had a mama that where she said she's gonna do something and got done. I said, you can't put that kind of pressure on her. I had to talk to him. I said, you can't expect her to understand where you coming from or when you come up with these things. You understand? I said, she don't understand that. She don't. I said, so stop. I said, the answers that she give you are always going to be soft. The answers she give you are going to be easy because her life was easy. Because her life was easy. The backgrounds are different. Huh? Femininity is cherished in most other cultures. Being feminine is cherished. They are taught to be girls. They are taught to be submissive. They're taught to be service. They are taught to do certain things. You had to clean up because your mama was at work all the time. Huh? It's a difference. Both of y'all clean house. You had to clean up growing up because you had to, because your mama was at work. She was taught that this is what she's supposed to do for her husband. A lot of women in other cultures are taught how to treat their husband. We are taught how to get along without one. Bitch, hang up. I just saw world hunger. Huh? Women in other cultures are groomed, are taught how to be with their husband. We are taught how to get along without one. Jesus Christ. Huh? And you wonder why you're 50 and not married. Huh? You was never taught how to take care of a husband. You was taught how to become one. Shit. You was taught how to get along without one. That's what you were taught. And here we are. Listen, listen, listen. Come on, somebody. Men who were raised by single mothers taught their boys that they don't need a woman to take care of them. Take care of yourself. Not because they want their sons to be alone, because that's all they know. That's all the fuck they know. Security, listen, that's all they knew. So when a woman raised a boy and she taught him how to cook and clean, how many of y'all have met men, women, talk to me now. How many of y'all have met met men who be like, oh, I don't need you to cook or clean. I do all that for myself. My mama taught me how to cook, clean, sew. I don't need you for all that. Right? I don't need you for all that. Listen, okay, we can talk about the slavery. We ain't talking about all that. I'm talking about what I can fix right now. We can talk about the slavery and y'all. I need y'all to stop using slavery as something. It happened. Get over it. Now y'all may cancel me for that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to talk about it's slavery times. I'm working with the present right here, right now. I'm trying to help you hoes now. I could not go back and change what happened in 1890. We can't do that. I'm talking about right now. Okay? Right the fuck now. Because we could talk about slavery. We could talk about how the welfare system and Section 8 was designed to break up homes. We can talk about all that shit. I'm talking about what these hoes doing in 2000. It ain't about history makes the present, but that's the problem with us black people. You ready? Now I'm about to read you. Let's get it. Let's go. The problem with people of color and black people is that we are still we listen, while other races and nationalities, wherever the fuck you want to call it, are advancing, are saying, okay, this is what happened. Let's make it better. How do we move forward? We keep reverting back to everything. We keep saying, oh, well, it's because of this. Well, bitch, what is it now? Because ain't nobody enslaved now. So what are we doing now? Please. That's what we're doing. We are breaking the cycle. We are breaking the chain. Okay? What the fuck are we doing now? Please tell me. Because I'm tired of being a victim. I'm tired of being woe is me. What are we doing now? Huh? Listen, pause for the cause. If y'all don't have Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you better get it. Get you Think and Grow Rich. Get Think and Grow Rich. Get Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read Think and Grow Rich. I read that bitch twice a year now. I had that book in 2015. You ready? Think and Grow Rich. When I started thinking like a white man, I started giving white man money. Fuck you mean? When I let all that other shit go, woe is me. I was a fucking teenage mama twice. So nice I did it twice. I was a teenage mother. If I relied on history, I wouldn't be who the fuck I am today. I was a teenage mama twice. I had 2 kids by 18, four by the time I was 22, really five. I had a son that died. So I had 5 kids by the time I was 22. You understand me? If I relied on what history says and what the fuck I'm supposed to be according to if history is in the present, I would still be in the fucking projects. I would still be in Carver Park projects off of 40th in Cleveland. I would still be in the projects. Huh? Come on, somebody. I would still be in the fucking projects. If history was the present. You understand me? If I was what everybody said I was, and if I fall into statistics, I would still have an EBT card. Huh? Huh? I wouldn't be a self-made millionaire. I wouldn't be a mother of four who has employed 3 out of her 4 children and her mama. I wouldn't be that. If history repeated itself. You hear me? Please start thinking different. Like I was saying. In these different cultures, right? Women are taught to be feminine. Women are taught how to prepare things for their husband. Women see, I'm not saying it's all dandelions and fucking daffodils in the Indian household or Hispanic household. But if that is in, listen, if that is what you are taught on how to prepare things for your husband, and then you get somebody that came from a household where they didn't see that, they gonna be super impressed by that shit. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? I ain't never seen this before. I'm trying to see what this look like. And the same way men, listen, the same way men of color date women outside of their race and just be so like, oh my God, it's so pleasant over here. It's so amazing. You can go get you a man outside of your race. You ever dated a white man? It's amazing. You ever dated a white man? They may wear sandals in the summertime, but they really don't do no tripping. They be passive as fuck. They be like, oh, you want to go do that? All right, let's go ahead and do it. I done dated a white man. Okay? Good old European. You want to go do that? No problem. How's your day? He was so fucking optimistic, it got on my nerves. At the time, I wasn't ready for that shit. How are you doing? How's your day? I brought you this meal because I know it's your favorite. How are the kids? What the fuck, Tom? His name was actually Tom. Tom, please. I dated a Hispanic man. Hispanic men don't play about their women. I dated a Hispanic man. Huh? He didn't like the car I had. He said, let's trade cars. I said, trade cars. Listen, he didn't like the car I had. He said, let's trade cars. I said, trade cars. He had multiple cars. He said, if you my woman, you're not going to be driving around in that. Bitch, it was the second date. I said, oh my God. Yikes. Hispanic men don't play about their women at all. Knock it off. We go together real bad. Real bad. And when I had met the Hispanic men, I done dated a couple of them. Don't keep count, mind your business. But when I was dating them, I hadn't worked through my daddy issues. So when a man wanted to keep me close, I looked at it as control. Listen, no, I ain't had an Asian. I almost said something. I've never had an Asian. And, hopefully I never get that far. But here's the deal. When you say Asian, you want to talk about, are we talking about Indian? Because if you're talking about Indian, then yes. I dated an Indian before. If you're talking about Indian, I owned a sari or two. I've dated an Indian before. If you're talking about Indian, that Asian, yeah. They Asian. They on some, yeah. But Asian, like no, not that, but Indian, yes, I've done Indian. Okay, let me get back on track. Yeah. Let me get back on track. Listen, when you date men outside your race is different. They treat you differently. Listen, listen, they treat you differently, right? Because they didn't watch their mothers. They didn't watch their mothers grow up like that. They watch their fathers provide. You say I'm player? No, I'm not player. I'm just crushing it. Listen, no, I'm not player. I'm open minded. We need to be open minded. I'm open minded. Okay. Back in the day, I used to swipe right with my eyes closed 10 times and see what happened. Back in the day, on somebody on you, what y'all need to do is get on Bumble. Get on Bumble. Get on Bumble. Huh? Get on Bumble. Okay. I found a. She's talking about she ain't lying. Get on Bumble. If you want to date outside your race, get on Bumble. Okay. And when you meet, especially white men, listen, get on Bumble. If you need an app built, I'm petty as shit. Baby, let me tell you something. I done found a tattoo artist. Huh? Listen, get on Bumble. I had found a tattoo artist, a dude that owned a pizza shop. Everything I wanted back then. It was on fucking Bumble. A dude that owned a pizza shop, a tattoo artist. I found somebody who designed apps. Huh? Listen. And they will do shit for you. They will do shit for you. Okay? It's a different breed over there. It's a different breed. I'm just saying. So this conversation we having goes for both ways. Yes, Bumble. Get on Bumble. You want to get on Bumble, bitch? Get on Bumble. I'm not in that lifestyle no more, but I'm just saying I did the work. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. Before we get to condemning men of color who date outside their race, understand that they're experiencing something different. Before you get that conversation of listen, before you get in that conversation of, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this shit ain't this, and these motherfuckers ain't nothing, and they want to run the other. I want you to go and try something else different. Okay? Go get you a drink with boba balls and try something different. Okay? You said coach walk so y'all can run. Shut up, crazy tail. Not I walk so these hoes can run. Get you something different. All right, y'all, let's get back to it. Listen, the question is, let me say this to say that. We getting back to the book. Did y'all go buy the fucking book or not? Up here clowning with y'all. I'm supposed to be going to get me some Starbucks. Huh? I got on pajama pants, a hoodie, and some house on the prairie shoes. I'm supposed to be going to get Starbucks. I'm gonna say this to say that. I want you to know, men of color, you don't need her to be weaker, you need her to be stronger. A healed man doesn't need to control softness, he honors it. Huh? A healed man doesn't control softness, he honors it. A healed man doesn't resent a woman's strength, he respects it. This is how to know if you're dealing with a healed man or not. A healed man doesn't search. You say, how did I miss this book? I don't know. A healed man doesn't search for submission, he searches for alignment. And when he finds a woman who matches his growth, not his avoidance, he sees her clearly without bias. He chooses her not to fix a wound, but to build a future. He doesn't chase softness in foreign places because he's finally soft with himself. Amen. Amen. Now, I'm gonna let y'all listen. You said you like women a little rough around the edges. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna let y'all pick. Now, would y'all rather me to continue to read from this book, chapter 5, Your Pain Has a Pattern for Men, or do y'all want me to go over to That's Not Your Man? Girl, That's Not Your Man. Which book y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to stay here and we're going to do chapter 5. All these books, you can download them. You can go to imcoachmissy.com. I got all kind of Black Friday deals. Y'all fucking off. You go to imcoachmissy.com. You want me to stay here or you want me to go to Girl, That's Not Your Man? Huh? So people said stay here. All right. Okay. You said sprinkle in That's Not Your Man. Have y'all heard me read That's Not Your Man? Girl, That's Not Your Man? Because some of y'all delusional as fuck. All right, listen, y'all. When y'all click the link in my bio or go to imcoachmissy.com, you're going to click on that first link and you can get all the ebooks I'm talking here. Y'all want me to stay here at chapter 5? You say, oh, you took and you have and took the class. Okay. Listen, all right, we're gonna stay on this one. Let's talk about how a man, the pain has a pattern. So we're gonna do chapter 5, no father, no God, but still a king. Let's talk about the pain has a pattern. So let's talk about why men keep ending up in the same place but with different people. And again, a lot of this book can apply to women of color as well. Why you keep ending up in the same place but with different people? Have a question. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I listen? Why do I keep going through the same situations? To everybody watching this, I want you to answer this question. This chapter is really for everybody. Answer this question. Why do you keep going through the same situations? Have you ever asked yourself that? Huh? Question number two. Why do you keep dating the same type of person? Why? 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 Now, I ain't gonna lie. I was mad when I found out that Cardinal was a Sagittarius. I said, son of a bitch. But here's the deal. That's from some unhealed shit. If my last ex was a Sagittarius, if I equate dumb shit with being a Sagittarius, then that means I got some healing to do. And when Cardinal, when I find out what, and I really don't even believe in signs like that. Like I ain't the person like, oh no, I'm a Cancer. I only need to date Virgos and Taurus. I don't believe in that. Like I don't hold that. I don't be like that's the law. But when I found out that he was a Sagittarius, that's how much I wanted to go to jail about the last relationship. When I found out he was a Sagittarius, that's how I know you fucking lying. This is TJ. Who is TJ? I know you fucking lying. Anthony Mitchell. Okay, well, I don't know who TJ is, but all right. Listen, so the question is, listen, why do you keep dating the same type of person? Third question is, why do you always end up hurt no matter how good you start? Answer that shit. Why do you always end up hurt no matter how good you start? I want you to know that it's not random. It's not bad luck. You say I date different, but I find these men just lost and lazy or too unintentional for me. Bella, that's because you keep dealing with motherfuckers like that. It ain't the men. You said I date different. No, you date different types, but you attract the same energy. You date different types, but if all your shit end up talking about they too unintentional or too lazy, that's you attracting that shit. That's you attracting it. You shouldn't have to move on quick. You should be able to ask questions ahead of time and figure out what the fuck is going on. Listen, let me say this and say that. Listen, I want you to know it's not random, it's not bad luck, and it's not about these men or women out here. It's a pattern. I'm about to answer that question for you, Buki, but it's a pattern. And I want you to know it's not happening to you, it's happening through you. Jesus, get the book. I should have 100 fucking copies sold today. It's not happening to you, it's happening through you. Listen, until you recognize that your pain has been leading the way, you'll keep repeating the same cycles dressed in new faces. I'm going to say this again. Until you recognize that your pain has been leading the way, you'll keep repeating the same cycles dressed in new faces. Same argument, new lips. Same betrayal, new bed. Same abandonment, different day. You are not cursed, you're conditioned. And you're stuck in a loop you didn't create, but you keep choosing. Let's get into it. All right. Let's talk about what a pattern is. Okay. For people that's like, what you mean a pattern? What I say is not happening to you, it's happening through you. That's a word right there. Oh, wait. Cardinal at work. I be trying not to disturb them. Let's talk about what a pattern is. Get your pen and papers out. A pattern is your brain's way of trying to stay safe. I'll say it again. A pattern is your brain's way of trying to stay safe. It looks for what feels familiar, even when what's familiar is unhealthy. It's a fucking pattern. So if you grew up with emotional distance, you'll chase people who stay just out of reach. Hmm? Listen, if you were raised on chaos, peace will feel suspicious. You ever been in a house like it's too goddamn quiet? That's crazy. If you were taught that love must be earned, you'll avoid anyone who offers it freely. They must want something from me. This must be a setup. Listen, your nervous system has normalized the noise, so you create situations that match the frequency of your wounds. And until you heal the pain, you'll keep calling dysfunction chemistry. I bet when I go and look at my shit, I better have 100 books sold. If y'all, it better be 100 of these motherfuckers sold today, not tomorrow, but today. No father, no king. I should see 100 people that bought this book today. Because when I'm giving a word, I'm giving a word. $7 holler. Set 100 of y'all should 100 books should be sold today. Listen, listen. Let's talk about the examples of pattern in real life. Let's talk about how these patterns look in action, especially in relationships. This happens when you can confuse loyalty with longevity. Loyalty with longevity. You'd be like, oh, I've been fucking with him for 10 years, or I've been dealing with did nah, I've been in this for 10 years. That's not loyalty. You just been in that. Right? You confuse loyalty with longevity. Or that means you stay in relationships way past the expiration date. Huh? You stay in relationships way past the expiration date because leaving feels like quitting. You are more committed to the time invested than the peace lost. Right. The how many of y'all if you bought a book, say book in the comments. If you didn't went and downloaded this book, say book, because I'm gonna hang the fuck up. I'm giving you listen, you are more committed to the time invested than the peace lost. Huh? Here's another example of the patterns of real life. You chase emotionally unavailable people. You are drawn to people who need fixing, healing, or proving because they mirror the parents you always try to earn love from. Huh? Huh? You are drawn to people who need fixing, healing, or proving because they mirror the parents you always try to earn love from. Or you reject partners who give you consistency. Now, remind you, I'm really rewording this for everybody, but it says you reject women who give consistency, but women can hear this too. You reject partners who give you consistency. If a person texts back too fast, speaks life into you, or doesn't play games, you assume they born and they're not for you. I do you know how many grown ass mortgage paying women that I talk to, like, girl, I got a where's my babe from you, and I met the man exactly the day you said I was gonna meet him, exactly where you said I was gonna meet him, and he had exactly what you said on it. It was down to a T. But baby, he be texting me and wanting to see me, and that's just crazy. And I'd be like, what? What? Yikes! Excuse me, bitch. But you just said you wanted love, huh? So when you have these patterns in your life, you reject people who give you consistency. Also, you pick fights when it gets good. You pick a fight when it gets too good. When peace shows up, you create chaos because your nervous system doesn't know how to trust calm waters. It's a pattern, right? You don't trust anyone, not even yourself. You sabotage your own success, love, or happiness before someone else has a chance to take it from you. That's not love, that's trauma in disguise. And I'm going to say this to say that the first pattern wasn't yours. Hmm? Listen, the first pattern wasn't yours. I want you to know that these patterns did not start with you. They started with what you saw. They started with what you didn't see, what you were taught, and what you were denied. You inherited fear. You inherited silence. You inherited emotional distance. You inherited pride, pain, and the art of pretending. Maybe your father never said, I love you. Maybe your mom only praised you when you achieved something. Maybe you were told not to cry, but nobody asked, how are you really doing? I dare you to text somebody and ask them how they doing. For real. Not, hey girl, I know I'm to ask, how you doing? Just text somebody, how you doing? How you doing today? You all right? If you are a woman that's watching this and you interested in a man and you dating a man or whatever, just text them, how you doing? You okay today? I'm just checking on you. Yeah, listen, you okay today? You all right? Listen. Here's the deal. So what happens is when the pattern isn't yours, you build yourself around what's missing. You build yourself around what's missing. You adjust it. You got good at surviving, but survival isn't the same as wholeness. And what you never healed, you begin to repeat. First is coping, then it's lifestyle. Huh? Let's talk about how unhealed pain becomes personality. Oh, this is getting good. Hold on, cause wait one second. Cause well, hold on. Uh-huh. Anywho, let's go back to it. That's okay. Let's talk about. Hold on, let me go back. Hey y'all, welcome in. Tapping is clapping. Let's get up to 75,000 likes. I am reading from No Father, No God, but Still a King, which is available for download today. My ebooks are only $7. So get into it. Go to imcoachmissy.com. Are y'all learning something today? Y'all feel good? Are y'all learning something today? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know. Now, after this chapter, I am going to log off. Because, hell, I got to get something to eat. Good. Okay. Let's talk about how unhealed pains becomes personality again. And even though I'm reading for the book that's geared towards men, even though I'm reading for my book that's geared towards men, I want you to know that women, I need y'all to listen up too. When trauma goes unaddressed, it becomes identity. I'm gonna say this again. When trauma goes unaddressed, it becomes identity. You start saying things like, "That's just how I am. I don't do emotions. I'm not the relationship type." Now, remember, this is the book I wrote for men, but women, or "I gotta test people first. I don't trust easily." All right. But what you're really saying is this: that I've been hurt. I don't know how to be vulnerable. I've only seen struggle and I don't want to get played again. That's what you're saying. You're not cold, you are cautious. You're not detached, you are afraid. You are not toxic, you are merely tired. But until you own that, the patterns will keep choosing for you and you will call it fate. Listen, until you own this, until you own that this is not just who you are. This is not who you are. This not your personality. That's trauma speaking for you. That's trauma coming to the forefront. Huh? That's not your personality. You're not loud and combative. That's trauma. You watched your mama be loud and combative. Or maybe you had a fight for your place in the house because your mama worked 2 jobs because your father wasn't around and y'all raised yourselves. That's not just who you are as a person. Stop conforming to that. Or that's just who I am. Because that just who I am is gonna keep your ass alone. Let's talk about when your patterns become your prison. There comes a point where the pattern isn't protecting you, it is limiting you. You want real connection, but your walls are too high. You want to lead, but you are scared of being followed. Say this again. You want to lead, but you are scared of being followed. You want to love, but you don't trust it. You want peace, but you keep chasing chaos because it feels like home. That means you are stuck. Not because you're weak, but because the boy inside of you is still in survival mode. Remember, this is the book for the men. You're still trying to fix listen, that boy inside of you is still trying to fix what broke him, still trying to win the love that walked away, still afraid to rest in something safe because safe feels suspicious. And even when life gives you something better, you ruin it. Not because you want to, but because pain has become your pattern. Hmm? Pain has become your pattern. Now, we're going to talk about breaking the pattern requires awareness, not perfection. Again, men or women, you do not have to be perfect to change. You just need to be aware. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Once you listen, you can't change what you can't name. You can't tame what you can't name. You understand me? You don't have to be perfect to change, right? You don't have to be perfect to change. You just need to be aware. Awareness is where healing begins. When you can say this feels familiar and that's not a good thing, where you can say I'm triggered, not targeted. You hear me? This that you can say this situation looks like my past, but I get to choose differently. Then you are no longer reacting, you are responding. You are no longer being controlled by your past, you're creating your future. See, the pattern loses its power the moment you name it. I'm gonna say this again. The pattern loses its power the moment you name it because now you can pause, you can breathe, and you can choose. Okay? Now listen, y'all, we coming up on the end of this. I because okay, we coming up on the end of this. I got 2 more sections. So y'all have any questions right now? I really want to go back to for Daddy's Little Girls and read from that because I'm like, we got a crowd now, we on and popping, but I got to take care of myself and get something and shut my ass up if I decide to get on live later. I want to get dressed and everything like that. So let's talk about this: how to interrupt the pattern. Right? We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to be about it. There are 4 ways to start breaking the cycles. This is where you get your pen and paper. Number 1, pay attention to what feels familiar. Pay attention to what feels familiar. The next time you feel drawn to someone, ask yourself, does this feel like peace or tension that I'm used to? The next time you get that crazy, oh my God, I just met this person and he is, oh my God, he just, baby, I can't wait to talk to him. Is it peace or is it the tension that you're used to? Are you attracted? Now, this is the question for everybody. Are you attracted to their potential or their presence? Which one is it? Are you attracted to the potential that you'd have made up in your little mind or their presence? Ask yourself, do I feel safe here or am I working to be chosen? Step number 2 on how to break the cycle. I want you to get curious and not defensive. Hmm? Listen, if you can't have both, Bella, you can't feel safe and work to be chosen. That you can't do that. You can't like, oh, I feel safe here. You don't feel safe, you feel complacent. You're not safe. You feel complacent. You cannot feel safe and be work to be chosen. Why do I have to work to choose you? You know what? You got it, Bella. Okay. Whatever you say. Like I was saying, you cannot feel safe in a situation while you're still working to be chosen. You don't have to work for somebody to choose you. Either they choose you or you don't. You understand me? You don't have to work. You don't have to keep pick me, pick me. That's what's wrong with y'all. It's a lot of pick me's. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Look at me. Look over here. You don't have to do all that. And when you are truly chosen by a person, all that shit is, listen, all that shit, you ain't gotta do all that. The things that you do for that person is out of love and not and not out of lack. Listen, listen. You can't choose potential. You can't be safe in somebody's potential. Listen, listen. You can't be safe in somebody's potential. You can't be safe in what you want this person to be. You need to be safe in who the fuck they are. And that's why y'all stay in relationships that ain't about nothing. That's why you stay with a person for 3 years who won't even put a ring on it. That's why you stay with a motherfucker. You don't, because you are in love with what could be. You are safe in the little scenario that you created in your mind, and that little fantasy that you got playing on in your mind, it blocks off. Yes, that's a book, and you can get it off my site. It blocks. I just click the first link in my site. Go to there. I'm coachmisty.com. Click the first link, and you can get that. Listen, that little fantasy, that potential that potential that you got in your mind, that's what stops you from seeing what the fuck is really going on, because you got blinders on. Okay. If you are attracted to somebody's potential, if you look at, listen, let me tell you something. People say, would you say, how are you supposed to feel when you are giving your all and it's never enough, when you need to get around different people? You need to figure out, why do you could have to feel like you got to give your all? You got to work on you. Why do you feel like you got to give your all to somebody to be chosen? That's that pick me shit. And you need to work on you. If you giving your all to somebody, it's never enough. Their cup was never built to receive what you was pouring in. That's not your people. It could be your parents, your sister, your brother, your kids. That's not the people. They not ready for you. I don't give my all to shit. I'm not gonna run myself in the ground for nobody. Kids, grandkids, parents, nobody. Nobody. Okay, just go to imcoachmisty.com and you can go ahead and download it. I'm not running myself in for no fucking body. Not at all. So it's right here. It says for Daddy's Little Girls ebook and more. Click on that link and you'll get this book as well. When you click this link, y'all, boom. Hold on. I swear my fingertips don't work. Wait a goddamn minute. When y'all get that book, it's going to take you here. So these are all the ebooks I have. How to Make 5K in 30 Days. I got a money micro map. The 2026 Number Bible Money Blessings book. This is the book that you want right here. You can download it, send it out. For Daddy's Little Girls, this is the book to help women for their abandonment issues and Girl That Is Not Your Man. Bada boom, bada bing. So I'll be putting up some more. I also have other books on Amazon, but these two are not. You said you've been doing all that life. How you break that pattern? Well, you first of all, you're going to get down to the root cause of why you do it. You're going to get down to the root cause of why you do it, right? You're going to get down to the root cause of why you do it. And then when you get down to the root cause of why you do it, you're going to make small steps every day to get from there. If you have been giving your all your whole life, this shit is not going to change overnight. No, if you've been giving your all your whole life, If you didn't gave your all to your family, to your kids, to everybody, if you didn't gave your all and you are over 40 years old, this is not going to change overnight. You are not going to have one session with me and bada boom, bada bing, you are healed. Absolutely not. Because as long a pattern comes from behaviors, and you got to change your behaviors to create new patterns. Now we're talking about how to interrupt the pattern. So number one, pay attention to what feels familiar. Next time, again, you are drawn to someone, ask yourself, does this feel like peace or tension that I'm used to? Am I attracted to their potential or their presence? Do I feel safe here or am I working to be chosen? Number two, get curious and not defensive. Listen, get curious, but not defensive. When you're, hey, how you doing? Listen, when your partner gives feedback, don't shut down. Ask, is this reminding me of something from my past? Now, this is for the men. When your partner gives feedback, don't shut down. Ask, is this reminding me something from my past, or am I reacting to them or something old without inside of me? Right? I want you to know that every trigger is a teacher if you are willing to listen. Number three, name the pattern out loud. I always say that you got to name entertainment. Name the pattern out loud. You got to write it, say it, and speak the truth. Name the pattern out loud, right? So, one of the patterns you can say, I chase people who don't choose me. Say that. Listen, one of the dopest shits I ever did in order to let go of a relationship, I used to say, I saved this person number. I had a person that I was dating, and they wanted me as long as I didn't want a relationship, if that makes sense. Like they was cool. When I started talking about relationships, they were Van Moose. And as soon like they would come up with all kind of excuses of why we couldn't be in a relationship. But then as soon as I would leave them alone, I'm like, you know what? I want a relationship. So I'm gonna go on about my business. 10 days later, they'd be in a relationship with somebody else. Right. And so I realized it's not that he's not ready for a relationship. He doesn't want a relationship with me. Now he might want to play house, but he don't want a relationship with me. So I had changed his name to my phone. He don't want you. He didn't choose you. He didn't choose you. I changed his number in my phone. I didn't block him. I changed his number in my phone to he didn't choose you. I needed a reminder. Right? When I would find myself thinking about him, right? Even though I was heartbroken, we still had good times, right? Because I had become accustomed to this chaos. When I would go in the mirror and I would look at myself, I wouldn't just say it out loud. I would go in the bathroom in my loft and I would look at myself and I would say, he didn't choose you. When I would start feeling melancholy and I would be like, oh man, I miss, we used to laugh at that or that song, that's my song here, da 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 da. I would go in the bathroom, I would look at me because you got to talk to yourself and I would say, hey girl, he didn't choose you. Hey girl, hey, why you getting all sappy about this nigga? He didn't choose you. He didn't choose you. I would say that. He didn't choose you. And I would have to reel that back in, right? So what I need you to do is, in order to tame and to interrupt the pattern, you have to be clear about what it is. You have to say, I chase people who don't chase me. I chase people who don't choose me. I overextend myself to feel valuable. Let's talk about it. I overextend myself to feel valuable. Or I sabotage peace because it feels foreign. Call it what it is. Huh? Because the honesty is in the power. When you start being honest with yourself, it breaks denial. Now, the fourth way to interrupt the pattern is to choose one different response. So, the next time you want to ghost somebody, stay. When you get ghosted, that's a fight or flight response. I don't understand when people be like, you think such and such gonna call me? They ghosted me. Why would you want to talk to somebody that ghosted you? Why? For what? What the fuck are they gonna say? And why would you want to talk to somebody that ghosted you? I'll be confused, right? But so here's the deal. If you feel like you, or you, if you feel like you want to ghost somebody, stay. The next time you want to argue, pause. The next time you want to argue, pause. The next time you want to run, breathe. Huh? Interrupting the cycle isn't about getting it perfect. It's about getting honest. All right, y'all, we about to wrap this shit up. I want you to know this. You are not the pattern. You are the author. Huh? You are not the pattern. We have to start. Listen. You say, why can't your live be reposted? It can be reposted. People have been reposting it all day. I'm not sure. Let's talk about how you are not the pattern. You are the author. JCB just reposted it. I want you to know that your life isn't stuck. Your heart isn't doomed. And your story isn't over. You may have inherited the pattern, but you don't have to pass it on. You get to be the first. You get to be the first one who says, this ends with me. Say it. This ends with me. Say it, y'all. This ends with me. Whatever it is, pick one thing. This ends with me. Huh? This ends with me. Right? You get to be the first one who chooses peace over proving. You get to be the first one who chooses presence over pretending, who chooses growth over games. I want you to know, regardless if you male, female, or anywhere in between, you are not your father's silence. You are not your mother's pain. And you are not your worst mistake. You are the man or woman who woke up and said, enough. And from that moment forward, everything changes. Listen, today has been absolutely amazing. I have had the time of my life this morning. I want to thank you all for joining me. Please, please, please go check out IamCoachMissy.com. If you're watching me on TikTok, click the link in my bio, check out the ebooks, check out the 6-week mini coaching program I have. If you want to work one-on-one with me, listen, just go check it out. Do that. Also, listen, if you're watching me on YouTube, Facebook, visit IamCoachMissy.com. All right, listen, all of these videos, these lessons are on YouTube. You can go and share them out. Go to YouTube, I am Coach Misty. Listen, listen, listen. Go to I am Coach Misty and on YouTube, and you can watch the replays. I will be back later on today with how to make 5K in 30 days. So I will be back. Let me get me some little food in my system. Baby, give me some clothes on. I got me a cute little outfit I want to put on, rat-a-ta-ta. And I will come back on how to make 5K in 30 days, whether you got a business idea or not. Even if you just need to pay off some bills, I'm going to show you how to use what you got. Wait a minute, that's from Players Club. Let me get my ass up out of here. I done turned it around. I'm going to show you how to use what you got.